evening, Lincoln County Panther Nation, sons and daughters everywhere you are. The Panthers have taken the field for their Week 4 contest against the Oak Hill Red Devils. I am merely Ryan Pritchard alongside my tag team partner tonight, as usual, the effervescent Brian Vance, bringing you another edition of the mellow smoothness that is the R&B show here on the Armstrong family of networks. Brian Vance, good to be with you again, brother, here in the booth. We are at Lions Club Field, and it is homecoming 2022.
And feeling a little fall tonight. Feeling a little bit full. Temperature's getting down just a little bit for a nice contest.
Right.
And the Panthers are hosting a 1-2 record.
1-2 record Oak Hill team, right.
But they've lost to two really good teams.
They have. They won their Week 1 opener at Nicholas County, and then they've lost two in a row. One to a very powerful Independence team. And then last week they took a ranked AAA team to the wire at Princeton and fell in overtime.
So we're going to have our hands full tonight. But again, after the nice, Lincoln County, who struggled a little bit this year, had a nice showing. Came up a little bit short last week at Ripley. Just a little bit, but well. So, you know what? We're seeing some improvement out of the Panthers tonight. So, if they play, again, that mistake-free, limit the turnovers, nice mistakes, could be a ballgame tonight.
I agree with you, Brian. It looks like the Panthers, who are clad and decked out in their all-black uniforms here tonight at Lions Club Field in beautiful downtown Hamlin, West Virginia, will be kicking off to start the contest as the Oak Hill Red Devils have their return team on, wearing the black helmets with red trim, black pants, and white jerseys with black and red trim.
And not to forget, it is homecoming tonight. So a little bit of extra something maybe in the air tonight. Panthers playing a little more inspired football tonight at homecoming.
Well, I can tell you this, Brian. We had a very spirited pep rally this evening at LCHS, which I got to be a part of. And I have to give some kudos out to the graduating class of 2023, the seniors, who won the spirit check competition we had at
Congratulations
school.
to the seniors.
All right. So we are just moments away from the opening kick here at Lions Club Field. If you are listening to our voices and watching us on Armstrong, we welcome you to this night's broadcast from Hamlin to Harts and Aytonville to Alum Creek. Here we go. It's Lincoln County Panther football. That's number 21 for the Red Devils. That's Ethan Vargo Thomas on the return. A senior veteran running back, Ryan. We'll be calling his number quite a bit tonight.
Tell you what, I thought he had a wall set up every minute. Long way to go across the field, but I thought, it's a nice job by the Panthers because for a second there, I thought this could be trouble.
Could very well be, Brian. Okay, so Red Devils, with their initial drive of the contest, will set up 1st and 10 at their own 35-yard line. Looks like the Panthers are coming out in a very stacked defensive set, as the Red Devils like to run out of this flex bone offense. Quarterback takes and gives to the gentleman sweeping to his left. That's number 4. I believe that's Alex Baxter on the carry.
The Panthers had good penetration at the time. What you can't have, we had him stopped, really missed tackle on about a 1-yard gain. He breaks the tackle and ends up picking up 10. You've got to limit that. Get them on the ground. And like you said, this offense, the one thing it seems like Lincoln County's had problems with is a lot of motion in the backfield.
Right.
And you see this. They're going to fake to 3 or 4 guys. It seems like you don't know who's got the ball.
Exactly right. Okay, so an initial first down for the Red Devils on the first play. Quarterback takes and gives to running back number 12. I believe that's Malachi Lewis on the carry. I don't have a number 12 on my roster, but I do have an 11. So I'm hoping that's Malachi Lewis on the carry, and he will pick up a nice chunk, Brian, almost 6 yards.
They want a lot of credit to Mason McMullen, the guard. Pulling guard in that time, had a massive block on the corner.
All right, so 2nd down and 4 for the visiting Red Devils. They just crossed midfield. They are at the Panther 49-yard line. Quarterback under center takes, gives to the first man through, and Lincoln County's stout defense was ready for that one as he got little or no gain, and he is stopped right at the line of scrimmage, Brian, by one Austin Atkins.
Nice to see that right there. Massive penetration off the bat, off the go. You know what? You can't make that fake when you got that much penetration in the backfield.
Exactly right. So a nice surge there by the Panthers defensive line, and it's going to be loss of almost 4 yards, setting up a 3rd, and we'll call that a 7-yard 3rd and 7, yeah. 3rd and 7, let's see. Blitz coming. Quarterback Alex Colasino had a man wide open, And that was the aforementioned 21, Ethan Vargo Thomas. Ball falls harmlessly, incomplete, but Brian, he was open.
They had 2 or 3 open on that play. We dodged a bullet right there. We again got some penetration on him. The one thing the Panthers are going to have to watch tonight, their ends are going to have a lot of pressure tonight because you see they're trying to get outside on us.
Yes.
So it's going to be really important to keep the running backs and that quarterback in that pocket. Just keep them contained in there, collapse on him.
Right. Okay, looks like Vargo Thomas will be back in punt formation for the Red Devils. 4th down and 7 at midfield. Puts a left foot to it. Nice end-over-end kick. Hits at the 22, and it's going to take an Oak Hill bounce inside the 10, right just inside the 10. So we'll call that the 9, and that's where Lincoln County will have their initial possession, Brian. Not great field position, but forced a punt on the opening drive.
Absolutely. Good defensive series. You know, we always talk about those 3 phases. That's a weapon for Oak Hill right there. That was a good punt. Had great hang time on it, and then, like you said, fortunate to get that bounce. But no way we're going to return that with that hang time on it. So.
Exactly. Okay, Brian, let's see what Lincoln County does here on their initial drive of the opening contest. 9:55 to go here in the first quarter, folks. No score. Lincoln County with their first possession. Blake Adkins, quarterback in the pistol formation, shifts Austin Adkins to his right. Adkins takes it. It's a quick pass out, but it falls incomplete. Pass was intended for number 8. That's Drew Banks. It was right there. Drew just had his head up, I think, Brian, too soon and thought about running before he had the football.
Running before he caught it, absolutely. And you understand on that wide receiver screen because you know there's people coming.
Right.
You know, but you got to make sure you catch the ball first.
Okay, so the pass is incomplete. No harm, no foul. 2nd down, 10 yards to go for Lincoln County.
Really interesting. Looks like Oak Hill's lineup almost got a 3-man front. And, I mean, they're going to bring backers. If you're going to run a 3-man front, I see them walking a guy up on the end, but, you know, they're not huge up front. We probably outweigh them on the line.
Blake Adkins in the pistol formation. 2 receivers split each way. That's Steven Adkins going in motion. Handoff is to Austin Adkins in the backfield, and he is going to be swallowed up by the interior line, led by one Omar Lewis, senior, 5'5", 140 pounds, Brian. Short to the ground, but he shot through the gap.
Well, that's what I'm looking at, their defensive line. And like you said, 140. I think that's, I can't see that number's 56 maybe. Is it 190? I mean, they're not big up front, but super quick and super active. I mean, if you're not got size, that's what you're going to do, shoot the gap. So for the Panthers offensive line, you're just going to make sure close the gap stances a little bit. Big boys just get a hand on them.
So it's third loss of 2 on the play, 3rd down and long for Lincoln County. Adkins flicks the shovel pass and has a screen set up nicely to Austin Adkins, who's going to be drugged down from behind with blockers in front by number 8 for Oak Hill. That is Braylon Thomas.
That's another thing Austin Adams is going to have to learn. When they're that small up front and they're very active, I mean, he thought he had plenty of time setting the blockers. That line's going to come from behind. They can run. So you're going to have to turn it upfield and take off.
So Lincoln County back in punt formation after a 2-yard gain on the screen. Snap back. Nice punt. A wobbler. It's going to check up for Lincoln County and bounce harmlessly out of bounds at around the 35-yard line. So about a 30-yard punt, Brian, for Lincoln County, and Oak Hill has won the battle of field position here in the first 2 possessions.
Well, as we said, that initial punt, I said, you know, you got to give it to Oak Hill for that. It was a great punt. Well, look what it's allowed them to do. So right now, you got to give them the edge on special teams.
Okay. So second drive for the visiting Red Devils at the Lincoln County 35-yard line.
Oh, nice tackle.
Very nice tackle. Running back on that play was number 4, Alex Baxter.
Isaiah Koontz did a nice job that time. Exactly what we said what happened on that one play. It's a 2-yard gain. He breaks that tackle, he probably picks up 10 or 12.
Right.
So it was a nice job. Just get him on the ground.
So Koontz with a nice open field tackle, as my colleague alluded to, limits the gain to about 2 yards. We'll call it 2nd down and 8 for Oak Hill. 1 receiver split far left, 3 running backs in the backfield, and I think Lincoln County broke the neutral plane, but I did see a flinch from one of Oak Hill's linemen. Let's see how the referees call this.
It's going to say they broke across.
Preliminary indication by the referee is offsides against Lincoln County, so that'll be 5 yards against the Panthers. And now instead of a 2nd and 8, looking at a 2nd down and 3, Brian.
As we alluded to at the beginning of the broadcast, you got to cut out these mental mistakes. And that's just a mental mistake. You know, you had them pinned back deep here. I mean, you had them 2nd and 8.
Right.
Maybe get a loss, get them out. Now
Sure.
they're in much more manageable 2nd down. I mean, the playbook's open. They're in 4-down territory right now.
They are. You're right. So 2nd down and 2 for Oak Hill. It's going to be a toss sweep to the right. That's Vargo Thomas on the carry. He's got enough for the 1st down. He's going to be shoved out of bounds after about a 5-yard gain. Chains will move. Oak Hill picks up 1st down number 2 of the contest. And it'll be 1st and 10 at around the Lincoln County 22.
As I said, alluded to earlier, that's what's going to be a little pressure. See what they're trying to do. I mean, that was almost like a student body play. They're bringing the house. That end has got to get outside quickly. Force him back into your help. Your help's coming. Force him back into it.
Okay. 1st and 10, Red Devils. Man in motion is Thomas. Gives to the 2nd man through the hole. That's number 1, Omar Lewis on the carry.
Massive hole through that time.
And Lewis has about a 9 7/8 yard gain. It's right at the sticks, but not
7/8.
7/8.
Nice.
Thank you for that. I don't teach math. Kind of like that one. So we'll call this a 2nd and 1 for all intents and purposes, but that's every bit of a 9-yard gain and then some for Lewis.
Sweep or a pass coming here. There comes the sweep.
Good call, Coach Vance. Sweep left. Inching his way in, and he will score from the 14-yard line. So a 14-yard scamper by Alex Baxter puts the Red Devils on the board with 6:01 to play in the 1st quarter.
I'll say this again.
Okay.
We've got to keep outside containment, or this could be a long ball game. You see they're trying to hit those edges. That time they sealed it. He was at the 5-yard line before he was his first player. So give the credit to Oak Hill for blocking. They did a great job collapsing that whole side.
So it looks like Oak Hill will be attempting the extra point kick here. The holder is Alex Colasino, the quarterback. Kicker is Vargo Thomas, number 21. So watching him kick in pregame warm-ups, Brian, and he was hitting from beyond 40 yards.
Yes.
The left footer, snap, spot, and that kick is blocked. That extra point is going to be no good. Smothered by the interior line of the Panther defensive line. So a small victory there, Brian, but after a 4-yard drive, Oak Hill's on the scoreboard after a 14-yard run from Omar Lewis.
But at night, like you said, I mean, you see that block kick and you go, oh, it's just 1 point. A little momentum swing maybe here.
Sure.
You know, number one, you gave them great field position. You know, they had great field position. They broke a couple plays here. They score. Now that little block extra point, maybe we're okay. We're okay. We can be fine. Now let's establish a drive of our own here.
Right. Pick up some 1st downs, move the chains, and maybe answer. 6:01 to go here in the 1st quarter from Hamlin Lions Club Field. It's also Homecoming 2022. We will be bringing you all the festivities at halftime of that with live footage of the homecoming court and the crowning of Mr. Senior, Mrs. Senior, Mr. Panther, and Miss Panther for the 2022-23 school year.
It's been a fun week. My daughter really enjoyed this week. You know, she actually dressed up one day. She had elf ears on. And the one day they did the country, she actually had my bibbed overalls on. Yeah, they were tight. They were bibbed up. But she had a good time, enjoyed it. I'm glad to see that.
I have to give the sons and daughters of the Panther Nation a lot of credit for this past week. We had a ball at school with all of the dress-up days. Everyone seemed to really get into it. Just a lot of fun, a very spirited week. And, again, we capped it off with the pep rally. Now we got to put the bow on the day with a victory on homecoming night.
Absolutely.
So Ethan Vargo Thomas set to kick off for Oak Hill. 2 Panthers back to return, one of those being Austin Atkins.
They only had one guy on the inside.
Panthers field the kick at the 11 and bring it up. He's going to be hit at around the 27-yard line and dropped immediately after that surge from the Oak Hill special teams, where Lincoln County will start their 2nd drive, Brian, on their own 27.
Yeah, I thought Austin was really trying to run up that sideline to maybe set something up. Looked like he had some blockers in the middle. I thought, okay, it's going to be nice. He's going to set, make that one cut during the middle, and I was wrong on that.
All right, so the referees have actually spotted the ball at the 30. So Lincoln County will have 1st and 10 at their own 30. 5:49 to go here in the 1st quarter. Panthers trail 6-0. Full house backfield for Blake Adkins, who takes and hands off. Off tackle right. It's going to be met right at the line of the scrimmage. And he's going to be brought down by number 22. That's Matthias Spack for the Red Devils.
Yeah, that was close right there. He actually took the ball from a running back. I think they said, forward progress had stopped, but Oak Hill came away with the ball. So thank heavens that forward progress was stopped there. That would have been a huge turnover.
Wow, because that would have been a strip and score.
Yeah.
All right, Lincoln County with a minimal gain on that, less than a yard. Second down and long.
That time it was really interesting. Oak Hill walked a lot. They had 6 men on the line of scrimmage, so they must have been expecting that run. They've seen something. Now a little bit of a four-man front.
Mm-hmm. And that is...
Yeah, Blake made something out of nothing right there.
He sure did.
Probably a high snap, smart move. Just put it down.
Plays over.
Something worse.
Plays over with. Take what you can get. Exactly, Brian. High snap on that.
We're going to have to find a way maybe to negate that speed. I like the way the screen was set up last time. You may have to keep that in your back pocket, come back to that one, because right now they're getting tons of penetration from the quickness.
They are. So gain of 3 yards after the quarterback scramble from Blake Adkins. 3rd and 7 Panthers. Adkins pump fake. He's got a man going deep. And that ball's going to be tipped and almost caught by number 5, Lucas Johame, as he battles Ethan Vargo Thomas for the ball, and he almost came down with it, Brian.
That was almost a very acrobatic catch. First off, I thought, okay, that's picked. Oh, wait, mate, you can catch it. So both guys did a great job, battling pretty good coverage.
They did.
But sometimes, for Blake, I don't blame him. He felt the pressure coming, and sometimes you got to throw it up and give you. If your receiver's one-on-one, Randy Moss used to say, if I'm one-on-one, I'm open.
Right.
So throw it up and let them make a play on it.
That's right. And if the DB, I remember we saying several years comparing Randy Moss and these speed guys. If I'm even, I'm leaving.
Yep. Exactly right.
Okay, so the Panthers back in punt formation. 4th down here and 7 to go.
Nice catch with the...
That punt's going to be short. They're trying to keep it away from those return guys from Oak Hill. So the punt's going to roll dead. It's going to cross the 50 and the 45, and it's going to be spotted at about the Oak Hill 42, Brian. So 4:13 to go here in the first quarter. Thoughts?
A little concern on that punt play that we ran our center on late. That
wrong. Didn't have,
Yeah, I mean, you should know that it's a punt. I mean, a little bit of concentration worries me there. If you're sitting there wondering, hey, I'm the sniper. Yeah, I should be out here. So now this is a big drive. This is a big, Lincoln County did a nice job on the first drive of snuffing out, making them forcing a punt. Needed the same thing here. And if you see what they're planning on doing, I mean, I look for them. If they bring a guy in motion, they're going to run a dive play or that sweep. So here comes the dive. Nice tackle.
Good pursuit by the line there, Brian, like you said. And that's going to be a minimal game, if any, for Oak Hill on that dive play. Omar Lewis again, who scored the touchdown earlier.
And Isaiah Kuntz came up on that. Again, you don't have to blow the guy up.
Okay, right.
He just got him down. You hold on and wait for pursuit to come, and you get a minimal gain.
So 2nd down and 9 for the Oak Hill Red Devils.
Dive again.
Little off tackle play right up the left side. Lincoln County's defense is there, Brian. About a 2-yard gain for the Red Devils because it's going to be 3rd down and about 7.
And it's going to be interesting because the last time they tried to throw the ball, it was an incomplete pass, but there were guys wide open. So it'd be interesting to see what the coach tries to do here. If he goes ahead and says, you know what, maybe we're in 2-down territory, let's try to get something on a nice run play, or if he actually goes to the air. Looks like they got a really big tight end.
Yes, it does. 3rd down and 7, Oak Hill at their own 45. Play action pass. He's going to be tackled. The ball is out on the sack from Adkins. And let's see who's got the football.
There is
waiting to
some laundry on the field.
Is there a flag? There is a flag, Brian. You're right. Let's see what happens here.
Most of the time, I think in that situation, it'll be a holding penalty.
The quarterback, Colasino, sacked on the play. Preliminary indication by the referee is holding against Oak Hill. That will be declined, and the Panthers had the football after the fumble recovery on the nice strip sack from Austin Adkins.
Huge play for the Panthers. Now you've got great field position. It's time to capitalize and stick one in the end zone if you're in Lincoln County right here.
All right, Brian, let's see what the Panthers have now. Like you said, beautiful field position. They're going to be scrimmaging 1st and 10 from the Oak Hill 28-yard line.
It's really interesting because a lot of people say after turnover, what's the first thing you do?
Go deep.
Strike early.
Yep, go for the throat. So let's see what Lincoln County does here. Blake Adkins in the pistol formation. 2 receivers, 1 split each way, running back straight behind. Adkins takes it to shovel play, and that man's got some green grass in front of him. That's Drew Banks on the shovel pass from Adkins, and he's going to pick up a nice chunk of yardage. Let's see, 8, maybe 9 yards on the carry. Let's see where they spot it. And it's going to be 2nd down and less than a yard.
Nice job. They had brought that linebacker a little delayed to come in and read that play, so we literally shuttled to where he left. So perfect play call. 1st down, actually.
Okay, so they're going to give Banks the 1st down, so we'll say that's an 11-yard gain.
10 7/8.
10 7/8, that's right, man. Full house backfield for Lincoln County, sweeping right. 2 blockers out in front, and Oak Hill was ready for that one, Brian. That's going to be little or no gain for Isaiah Kuntz on the carry.
Yeah, it's going to be tough, I think, to get outside on Oak Hill. Like I said, they're not big, but super quick, super defensive speed, so they floated the ball really well. What I'm wondering, though, is if you set up a little counter coming back the other way, catch flow going one way, hit them coming back the other way.
Right. So Lincoln County breaks the huddle. Blake Adkins in the pistol formation. 2 receivers, 1 split each way, running back. Straight behind him, that's Austin Adkins. He's going to take and give it to Austin Adkins, who goes up the gut and is swallowed up by the Oak Hill defense. Referees blow the play dead. After playing, there is a flag.
Here for the side judge. This will be an interesting call. Somebody line off sides maybe, or.
We'll see what the referee's indication is here on the penalty. It's going to be a face mask against Oak Hill. I believe that is the 5-yard variety face mask, not the personal foul 15-yard. But again, it's going to be a 5-yard gain for the Panthers, and they'll get the down over, Brian.
Absolutely.
So instead of 2nd down and a loss, we're just looking at 2nd and 5 now.
I looked at the initial hold. It was a good hold there. The center and the guard did a nice job, but we're going to get somebody on the 2nd level because 2 linebackers came untouched.
Full house backfield for Lincoln County. Takes and gives it to the 3rd man through. And he's going to be, wow, the speed of those Oak Hill Red Devils, Brian, from that 2nd level. You're right, just meeting him at the line of scrimmage.
Yeah, again, a nice hole at the point of contact, initially, but they flow so quickly that they're getting there. So the one thing you do like about this, if you're a running back, if you can make that cutback run, they'll over pursue. So if you can get to them and make that cutback, good chance you're going to break one.
So about a 3-yard gain. It's going to be 3rd down and a long 2 for the Panthers to convert, keep those chains moving. A quick hitter right up the middle. He's spinning. Is he in? No, they're going to blow it dead at about the 1-yard line. I didn't see who it was on the carry. Panthers are going with a sugar huddle here. They're going to snap it right now. Blake Adkins under center takes. He's going to push the pile forward. Let's see. Is he in? He's in, waiting for a signal, waiting. There it is, touchdown, Lincoln County. On the beautiful sugar huddle and quick snap from Blake Adkins, and he just followed his center.
Because I was waiting for the review on the initial play. I thought he was in.
All right, so Lincoln County.
Counters back, capitalized off the turnover. Again, the team that usually has the most turnovers
usually loses that battle. You're right, Brian.
It was nice. Way to capitalize on and answer back with a score.
So the 28-yard drive capped off by the 1-yard sneak from quarterback Blake Adkins. Panthers going for 2 here. Adkins under center. Will take play action to his right. He's got a man wide open. Pass is caught for the 2-point conversion. That's Drew Banks on the catch. I believe number 8, Drew Banks, caught that. So, Brian, 1:05 left to go here in the first quarter. Lincoln County has an 8-6 lead over the Oak Hill Red Devils
nice
here
2-point
on homecoming night.
Nice 2-point. What he had there, I like the route because it was kind of a slant in, almost that, how would you say, that basketball pick play. You go in, you stop, you plant your foot, you come back out the outside, your quarterback rolls beautifully. Nice play design.
Now, in football, you can't pick people.
Well, it wasn't really a peg. It was
more of a rub.
Yeah, a rub. Yeah, a little rub play there. I like that. more racing, more rubbings racing. So
So a nice drive after the turnover, Brian, like you said, 28 yards into the end zone. Lincoln County converts on the 2-point conversion, and we are here at Lions Club Field enjoying a 2-point lead with 1:05 to go in the first.
now, so you've seen something on defense here. If we can get them so far in that 3rd and long situation, they've had an incomplete pass and a sack fumble. 1st and down just became a little bigger for us to make sure we get them in that 3rd and long because they don't seem to be very successful, not real comfortable in 3rd and long situations. So.
All right, we've got a whistle here on the kick.
Offside.
Maybe a procedure call against Lincoln County on the kick team. Came from the side judge on the far side of the field.
Nothing drives the coach crazier than that right there. I mean,
Sure
just
was.
stay behind the kicker, guys. Stay behind the kicker. If you look what we're trying to do, we're trying to kick him in an angle almost, which I like that idea, kind of pinning them a little bit on one side. You know, so come on, guys. You just gave him 5 yards that you shouldn't have.
That's number 70, Gavin Goddard, kicking off for Lincoln County. Puts the boot to it. Short knuckler, fielded cleanly by Ethan Vargo Thomas.
Yep, they're gonna.
Flag on the play, Brian. Is that against Oak Hill's return
I
team,
believe
maybe?
that's, well, it's sort of iffy. I saw maybe a block in the back, but the one thing I'm still not sure of, if they call the illegal crackback block, I don't know if that is. There was one that was pretty close.
All right, let's see what the referee decides here.
But they were going to block in the back.
Block in the back. So that is the 15-yard variety. That will push the Red Devils back.
And it is so hard. If you notice Oak Hill's return man, you know, he went one way, he went the other way, he went back and forth like that. It's great to set up the blocks like that, but it's so hard for guys because you're going this way, and the guy that's stuck's right there, and you're caught.
Right. Well said.
Like I said, I don't think it was anything malicious. I think it was an Oak Hill defender got caught at the wrong place, the wrong time, and like had nowhere to go but to hit him in the back.
Gotcha. So 1st and 10, Oak Hill.
Ooh.
They will be scrimmaging from their own 32.
First time I've seen 4 wideouts trip to the right. This will be interesting.
Okay, shotgun formation by the Red Devils.
Wide receiver
Swings it out to, is that Vargo Thomas on the reception? He is shaking Panther defenders left and right, and he scoots down the far sideline all the way down to the Lincoln County 33.
Should have had him for maybe a 5-yard gain, but again, missed tackle. I mean, you got to grab a hold and hold on. Just hold on and let pursuit come, man. But a nice play design because, like we said, looks like they have speed.
Right.
They haven't had a lot of success throwing the ball, so what do? You throw something short and let them go to work.
So now here we go with trips to the left.
Come back this way with it.
Swings it back over to Vargo Thomas, one-on-one. Panthers are ready for him that time after a minimal gain. 3, maybe 4 yards on the pass completion. But, Brian, it looks like Oak Hill's using a bit of old-school mentality here. I'm going to try to get the ball in my best player's hands.
Absolutely.
In space.
And get him in space and get it one-on-one. And that time, he made the first guy miss, but, again, good pursuit. That first guy that missed did slow him up enough to allow pursuit to come. That's a win.
That is a win. So about a 2-yard gain on the pass from Colasino to Vargo Thomas. 2nd down, 8 yards to go for the Red Devils.
Now coming back to the run. Oh, a little offsides.
That'll be a false start penalty against the Red Devils. They look like the right tackle there got a little bit of a head start. Number 77, Colton Naylor.
And the same thing for Oak Hill coaches. The one thing you hate is, you got a little momentum, you've got some rhythm going here, and then a 5-yard penalty.
All right, well, the buzzer sounds, and that's the end of the first quarter with your score, Lincoln County 8 and Oak Hill 6. We'll be right back, folks, after a quick timeout from the Armstrong family of networks. All right, ladies and gentlemen, we're back here for the start of the second quarter from Hamlin Lions Club Field. It's Friday night under the lights here on the Armstrong family of networks. High school football featuring the Lincoln County Panthers at home hosting the Oak Hill Red Devils. The Panthers enjoy an 8-6 lead as we start quarter number 2.
There comes the outside sweep. Bring the guy in motion. Pretty good pursuit, though.
Panthers defense were there.
And so now if you look, what we talked about, 3rd and long. They haven't been successful in this down. So for Lincoln County, you got to think right now you feel pretty good about yourself.
Exactly
they've
right,
had 2
Brian.
3rd and longs and 2 bad plays, so let's hope you can make something happen. Something disruptive.
Right. So it looks like about a 1-yard loss on the play from Malachi Lewis. 3rd down and 11 for the Oak Hill Red Devils. Flex bone formation. Man in motion. Take, double reverse back to Vargo Thomas, who turns it up. Picks up a nice chunk of yard. He's going to be close to the sticks, but I think he's going to come up short by about a yard.
I think we're in 4-down territory if you're Oak Hill, and after that last play, they've had some success on the ground. I look for the same thing. I look for a nice little counter play coming back. Tell your guy to pick up that 3 yards up the middle or a little off tackle. So definitely I think you'll see that flex bone coming back out again and see somebody in motion.
All right, so here we go. 4th down, and we'll call it 2 for Oak Hill. Vargo Thomas deep in the backfield. We've got a flag and a stoppage in play. This be a procedure penalty against Oak Hill, Brian?
Usually when they stop play like that, that's exactly what's done.
Let's see. Preliminary indication from the referee. Offsides. Ooh, no, against Lincoln County. Wow. Neutral zone infraction perhaps, Brother Brian, but either way, it's going against the Panthers, and that's going to give Oak Hill a fresh set of downs.
Like I said, I know from the coach that you want aggressive play, but that's 2 now, and that was a huge. That's gave them a first down deep in the, we're almost in the red zone now.
We are, you're right.
You can't be making plays like that and giving them free plays.
1st and 10 Oak Hill at the Lincoln County 20. Takes and gives to the man sweeping to his left. He shakes 1, shakes 2, down the sideline, skirts it, and hits the pylon for a 20-yard jaunt, scoring jaunt into the end zone for Oak Hill. I believe that was I'm not sure who that was on the carry. But again, damage done. Oak Hill answers with a 20-yard touchdown run to push the lead to 12-8 in favor of the Red Devils. Extra point ensuing.
Now, how big was the offsides penalty now?
Large.
You had a 4th down, possibly could have stopped them. You jump off sides, give them the first down the very next play. Gone. I did notice something that time. They ran kind of, away the strength. Seemed like we had that side, the opposite side piled up. So they ran a good play there.
Oak Hill going for 2. Play action to the right. Tanks looking in the back of the end zone, and that ball is going to be caught for 2 points by Ethan Vargo Thomas, the recipient of the Alex Colasino pass, and Oak Hill pushes their lead to 6, 14-8. 10:32 to go here in the first half, Brian.
Yeah, I'll take a moment here while we got just a break here to thank some of our sponsors.
Yes, sir.
Thornhill, GM Ford, Mitsubishi, and Toyota of Chapmanville. Stop by, see if them folks can help you out. Tons of vehicles on the lot right now.
Right.
So I'd like to appreciate their help. I'd like to thank City National Bank.
Always.
Hamlin and West Hamlin. Give Katrina them a call, see if they can help you with all your banking needs. Great car loans, by the way, at this time, just to let you know.
Okay, well, thank you for that.
I think Lincoln Insurance Agency, Christy and I do a fantastic job.
They do.
Auto, home, health, camper, whatever you need, stop by and see if they can help you out with all their insurance needs.
Brian, I just got a text from one of our loyal viewers and followers of the Armstrong Friday Night Football Lights, my buddy Joe Johnson, wanting to let everyone know that in college men's soccer, the number 7 Thundering Herd are currently 0-0 with number 6 Kentucky in their first Sun Belt Conference soccer game.
Nice. Nice. Well, we'd be remiss, man, to all the Thundering Herd Nation right now. If you're not pumped after last Saturday, you don't have a pulse.
I'm still there. I am still there.
Win.
Not only did the Herd get a nice payday, but they won the game too, so that's always nice.
Yeah, anytime you can go into South Bend and pull up that victory, it's a nice thing.
So Ethan Vargo Thomas set to kick off for Oak Hill.
Now for the Panthers, you got to answer back.
So the left foot kick, nice distance, and that's going to roll into the end zone for a touchback. And the Panthers will scrimmage from the 30.
That is a weapon. That leg is a weapon. But now if you're Lincoln County, hey, you're only down 6 points. You know, you're right back. Nothing. You gave some damage up there. Just, again, some penalties. Shot yourself in the foot. But now you got to answer right back.
Right. So let's see what Lincoln County does.
Again, with the speed of Oak Hill, I think we're going to have to get some misdirection plays. Like, you know, we had that little shuttle pass, caught him off guard. I think you're going to have some of these misdirection and get that flow going one way and come back against the grain. I think it's where we're most successful.
Okay, 1st and 10 Lincoln County from their own 20. Blake Atkins in the shotgun. Takes play action to his right. He's going to be sacked in the backfield. Ooh, on a nice defensive effort. I believe that was number 1, Omar Lewis, on the stop for Oak Hill. Well, he got there in a hurry.
That play looked kind of weird, like it was almost, he was going to hand it off, like the running back thought he was going to get it, so which held it up a little bit, and then I think Blake was going to roll out, kind of ran into the coverage that time.
Sure.
Sack. Maybe could have held up a little bit.
So the Panthers go no huddle after the 4-yard loss. There's the shovel draw again, and Oak Hill was ready for it that time. It's going to be a minimal gain, maybe a yard or 2. It's going to bring up 3rd down and long for the Lincoln County.
Which just a lot like Oak Hill is not really the strength of our offense to be in this 3rd and long situation.
Right.
And this is all going to be on our O-line. They're going to have to really bow up here, give Blake some time to throw the football. But then again, you're at a standpoint at the point in the field here. Do you want to take a whole lot of chances here? Maybe not. You know, you tell Blake if he's open, definitely, but maybe you throw something deep and make it, if they intercept, it's like a punt.
Very minimal gain. Panthers face a 3rd down and long. Blake Atkins, play action, rolls to his left, has a man out in the flats, off the hands. That was intended for number 8, Drew Banks. And it's going to be 4th down and long. Panthers forced to punt.
Yeah, it was an ugly drive that time. Really started on that first play, got us behind the chains, and after that, just had no rhythm at all after that to try to catch back up. So, again, with 9:11 to go, you need to get a good punt here away. Keep them out of the end zone. Can't let them score here. Keep them out of the end zone, get the ball back. Maybe you can establish you get a touchdown and tie us back up at halftime.
Panthers back in punt formation. 2 Red Devils deep to return, standing at the Lincoln County 45.
I think we're going to get, we're going to whistle, but I don't.
Let's see.
Throw a flag? I don't see a flag.
Well, you can see what the stoppage is. Dead ball, offsides against Oak Hill. Okay. So
he didn't throw the flag, but
so it's a
damage.
5-yard penalty. It just maybe gives the Panthers a little more room to punt the football here.
A little more breathing room.
So instead of a 4th down and 14, it's going to be a 4th and 9.
I can get him to do it 2 more times.
Panthers back in punt formation. Nice snap. Good punt, high spiral and kick's going to fall in at the 47. That's Vargo Thomas on the return, and he's heading down the far sideline. He's going to be pushed out of bounds at about the 25-yard line after a nice return, Brian. And the Red Devils are right back in scoring territory again.
Not good if you're Lincoln County here. Now, and you got to remember something. Now, you got 3 downs here that you can hold them, and somebody goes, well, they'll go for it on 4th. Maybe not. They do have Vargas is a great kicker.
He is.
Like I said, we saw him kicking from 40 in warm-ups.
So 1st and 10, Oak Hill inside the red zone at the Panther 15. Flex bone formation by the Red Devils. Flag on the play. Comes from the far side. See what the call is.
Okay, false start. I think they're backing up here, I think.
Dead ball. Offsides against Lincoln County.
No.
Maybe another neutral zone infraction, Brian, there at the snap.
I mean, just inopportune penalties at inopportune times. If that happens on their side of the field, okay, it's bad, but not big. This is crucial time here.
Sure it is.
This is
1st and 5, Oak Hill at the Panther 10. Flex bone formation by the Red Devils. Second man sweeping through on the right. He's going to pick up yardage inside the 5-yard line before he's probably dragged down. It was Jeremiah Moretz, sophomore fullback, 6 feet, 185.
Yeah, they found something, I think, maybe in this off-tackle play. If you notice, they're running that strength, bringing the guy in motion, give you an extra blocker. So
Pickup of about 4.5 brings up second down. Oh, no, I'm sorry. Referee go ahead and spots it. It's a 1st and goal for Oak Hill at the Panther 5.
Play up the middle. Snuffed out by the Panther defense. Now I think you should probably, if you're the Panthers right now, I would probably watch 21 coming back to the left. You ran that dive up the middle.
Right.
You know, get us thinking that way. Now you fake that dive and run that counter back to the opposite side.
So second down and goal for Oak Hill. Ball resting just inside the 5-yard line. We'll call it the 4. 7:22 to go here in the first half. Oak Hill leading 14-8, looking for more.
And actually, they got the.
And we're going to get the stoppage in play. Officials timeout. Actually, Lincoln County timeout Panthers. So we're going to take a break, folks, and we'll be right back right here on the Armstrong family of networks.
Can you ask Champ what's going on that?
All right, ladies and gentlemen, we're back here at Lions Club Field live. It's Football Friday night here on the Armstrong family of networks. Ryan Pritchard alongside Brian Vance. We're bringing you Lincoln County Panther football 2022. And they are in a battle right now with the visiting Oak Hill Red Devils here on homecoming night. Oak Hill facing a 2nd and goal from just inside the 5-yard line. And they have a 14-8 advantage. Vargo Thomas in motion. Use him as a decoy, and the Red Devils bullet right up the middle for a scoring touchdown from 4 yards out. And that, I believe that was number 1, Omar Lewis again, Brian, finding pay dirt for the 2nd time tonight as Oak Hill extends their lead to 20-8.
Tucked right in behind that fullback and said, follow the leader. Follow the leader, because that fullback made a great block on a linebacker there. Once he had that one there, he was untouched in the end zone.
So Vargo Thomas in to attempt the extra point kick. His holder will be the quarterback, Alex Colasino.
You just like saying Colasino, don't you?
I do. It's fun to say. Snap, spot, kick, up, and well through the goalpost.
Yep,
as it hits the second row of cars. And what? Okay, so Vargo Thomas.
The leg.
No doubt extra point is good.
Vargo the leg Thomas.
Vargo the leg Thomas makes that one. So Oak Hill extends their lead to 21-8. 7:10 to go here in the first half. Brian, we've seen a promising drive by Lincoln County. Took advantage of the strip sack fumble. And still in the ball game here. Lots of time left. Put a drive together. Go in with a score right before the half would be ideal here.
That would be ideal. If you can get a points on the board here, make it that 21-16, 21-14 game. Perfect. I mean, you'd be right in the ball game here. What you can't do is 3 and out, keep have it pinned deep,
right?
Punt out of a deep in your own territory and give them good field position.
Well said.
A nice return would go far here.
Oh, I think a nice return would speak volumes here, Brian. At least midfield or around the 40 would be fantastic.
Absolutely.
I don't think Vargo Thomas is going to let that happen. I'm guessing he's going to try to boot this one through the end zone again.
I think you may be right.
So let's see what the Red Devil special teams do here.
Maybe he'll draw it a little bit far and kick out of bounds. Get that nice draw. Maybe turn that draw into a hook.
2 back to return for the Panthers. Vargo Thomas puts his left foot to it. High end over end kick, and it's going to be fielded at the 5. 15, 10, 20, 25, 30. He's got a seam, makes one cut, and he's going to be brought down after a nice return, just what the doctor ordered.
How
Brian Vance, I think you need to play the Powerball this weekend. There's good premonition there, brother. And Lincoln County is going to set up shop. Good field position at their own 35.
Yeah, nice return, which is exactly what the doctor ordered. Now, what you got to do is establish something here. Get an offensive flow here. We need, maybe a nice 10-yard gain or something we can find to break something out to get us a little more room.
Haven't seen that big chunk play yet.
Absolutely no, not at all.
First and 10, Lincoln County scrimmaging at their own 35-yard line. Quarterback Blake Adkins in the pistol formation. Gives to his only lone running back. I believe that was Austin Adkins.
That's the second time.
And again, Oak Hill saying, hey, we took it right from him, but forward progress. Luckily, play's blown dead.
Yeah,
after
we have to make sure the running back, you got to hold on to that football no matter what. I mean, I don't care if the whistle blows, you hand it back to the official. But again, now we're second and long, and really that time you could see they were expecting run. They had 7 men in the box.
They sure did. So luckily, Lincoln County avoids another disastrous carry, and it's no gain on the play. Second down, 10 yards to go from their own 35-yard line. Blake Adkins in the pistol formation. Man in motion. Fakes to the motion man, who's rolling to his right. He's going to be hit as he throws, and that pass is going to fall incomplete. I believe he got hit in the head, and the flag comes in late. Might have been helmet-to-helmet contact, Brian. I believe that's called targeting.
I believe it is.
So let's see what the referees are.
I will say Blake that time, definitely did a nice job standing taking the hit, but twice we've run that play now. We have 2 receivers, one deep, one short. He's standing the short guy. You may want to look at that deep guy.
Ooh. It is going to be a targeting penalty against Oak Hill. Brian, in high school football, there is no luxury of replay to overturn if it was targeting or not. So that is a 15-yard penalty. And Lincoln County will now be scrimmaging at midfield, first and 10.
A good break. That's 2 breaks for the Panthers. You had the almost strip fumble.
Right.
Wasn't. And then this penalty here. Now you got to do something with it.
5:57 to go here on a rolling clock in the first half at Lions Club Field. Lincoln County looking to answer 2 consecutive scores from Oak Hill. Adkins takes, looking for a dump-off pass. It's incomplete behind his intended receiver, and it's going to fall incomplete. Second down, 10 yards to go.
Yeah, not a bad looking play there. I mean, number 7 for the Panthers, Braden McCormick, was open. Open across the middle, just a little behind him. Logan Spinagle, I'm sorry, intended for Logan Spinagle. My old eyes aren't what they used to be.
Well, I have glasses on, and you see better than I do from up here, baby. The black jersey's making it a little difficult for me. Second down and 10, Lincoln County at midfield. Blake Adkins in the pistol formation is going to take. It's a flip, and the defense just was all over that. Huge loss for the Panthers on the reverse, and that's going to be a big loss. Let's see where they blow it dead and spot the football. And that's going to be a 9-yard loss. Timeout, Lincoln County.
Yeah, you as an offensive coordinator, you just scratch that play off the playbook and don't ever try to run it again. It looked like a jailbreak screen almost. I mean, when he got it, there was like 6 guys back there.
I mean, I see the intention. I think they took a page out of what you were saying, try to go against the flow, but
it's got to be quick. It's got to be a quick hitter.
I mean, wow.
That play takes way too long to develop because, like I said, our line seems to be struggling with their speed up front, their quickness. So it's going to have to be something that's more of a cross-buck type play where you're just, I don't mind to bring the guy in motion, maybe a direct handoff. As soon as you get it, the little Tavon Austin dump pass wasn't bad.
Sure.
Yeah, you could try that one.
So Lincoln County breaks the huddle after a timeout with head coach Brad Likens. And it's going to be third down and 19 for the Panthers. Again, third and long, not the greatest situation to be in.
Yeah, I'm not for sure what play to draw up here. Maybe a 2-deep safety look.
Here come the Red Devils on the blitz. Blake Adkins running to his right. He's going to be dragged down from behind as he throws, and it falls harmlessly to the turf. Incomplete, bringing up fourth down and long. Panthers probably forced to punt here, Brian. 5:23 to go here in the first half.
Yeah, again, just not being able to get anything going on offense. We haven't been able to establish anything on the ground. But when you can't establish anything on the ground, it definitely hurts the passing game. So give their defense credit. They're attacking all the time, and right now they're dictating to us what we can do.
They are. Lincoln County in punt formation on fourth down. There's the snap. Oh, it's over his head. That's going to roll straight back across the 20, down inside the 15. He's going to smother the football, but again, huge mistake by the Lincoln County Special Teams, and Oak Hill's going to take advantage, and they're going to be scrimmaging 1st and 10 from just outside the Panthers' 15-yard line.
I guess the feet weren't hurting enough, so let's decide to try to shoot ourselves a couple more times in the foot. Now this is definitely crucial time right here for the Panthers.
All right, well, let's see what the Panther defense has. Annie Moxie, 1st and 10 Oak Hill at the Lincoln County 15. Sweeping to the left is number 4, Alex Baxter on the carry. Panther defense was there, Brian, after a minimal gain.
Yeah, not bad that time, but again, the difference this time, we turned him back into pursuit, didn't let him bounce at the outside, and just made the tackle. He didn't break any tackles. The first guy there, the first guy that held on, he can pick up a 2. We can live with that.
2nd down, 8 yards to go. Red Devils break the huddle at the Panther 13.
Off tackle. Nope. Came back up the middle, and
that was a beautiful play, Brian. He gave it to the first man through, then carried out 2 more fakes, and the Panthers were not ready. I believe that was Braylon Thomas on the carry who just kind of waited and it parted open and cruised right on up the middle for a 13-yard touchdown score.
Unfortunately, the floodgates have been opened.
Oak Hill has definitely found a recipe with this flexbone offense, Brian, with all the misdirection in the backfield, especially on that last scoring play. So Ethan Vargo Thomas in to attempt the extra point kick.
If you own a car in the second row, you might want to get back there right now. Got a funny feeling he's going to go off the windshield here.
Snap, spot, kick.
No.
High end over end, and that is going to be wide left. So his kick was no good, but again, damage done as Oak Hill takes advantage of the bad snap on the Lincoln County's 4th down play, and they lead it 27-8. 4:41 left to go here in the first half. All right, ladies and gentlemen, we're going to take a quick break. While we get ready for the ensuing kickoff, we'll be right back here on the Armstrong family of networks. All right, ladies and gentlemen, we're back to live football action here on Football Friday nights with the Armstrong family of networks. Lincoln County High School football hosting Oak Hill on homecoming 2022. And not the homecoming first half start we wanted, Brian, as Oak Hill has scored 3 consecutive possessions after 2 Panther miscues, and they lead at 27-8, 4:41 to go here in the first half.
Yeah, before the kickoff, I have to give a shout out to my dad, who's probably on his phone right now, hopefully down at St. Mary's Hospital, wishing for a speedy recovery, Dad.
Yes, sir. We are thinking about you, Mr. Vance. As Vargo Thomas puts the boot to it, that's going to trickle out of bounds, and that's going to be a procedure penalty. Lincoln County should get decent field position here for their next drive, Brian.
Now, in the golf world, I came over the top right there. Came over the top and snap hooked it a little bit. Yeah, that's what I did. So I understand. I understand what he did right there.
Okay. 4:41 to go here in the first half, folks. Lincoln County trails 27-8. Plenty of time to put a scoring drive together here, Brian, if you're Lincoln County.
You just got to find something on offense. I mean, we just have found nothing that would work against this defense. Seems like everything we've tried, they've had an answer for. You know,
right.
We can't really establish the run, but the passing game, we completed 1 pass, I think, all night, maybe 2.
A couple shovel passes, yes.
Yeah, and then 1 in the 2-point conversion. So, you know, you just got to find something if you're offensive coordinator here. You keep trying. Find something that will work, that maybe we can get a quick little, like you said, a chunk play.
So Lincoln County breaks the huddle. 1st and 10 at their own 35-yard line. Blake Adkins. Play action. Rolls to his right. Completes the pass, and that pass receiver is immediately met at the line of scrimmage. That's going to be minimal or no gain at all on the pass. 2nd down and 10.
Again, I think that time, again, not a bad play design. We just need to tell Blake that time. It's 3 times now we've run that same pattern where we're flooding the zone. Maybe just look at second level. The second level guy appears to be open. You know, throw it up to him because we're just running down and outs is what we're running.
Yeah, I haven't seen a lot of man coverage from the Oak Hill secondary, but I believe the zone, keep everything in front.
So you just sit down in that zone and.
All right, 2nd down and 9 after the minimal pass play from Blake Adkins. Straight drop by Adkins, and there's the screen being set up nicely. Austin Adkins is the recipient, and he is free to the 40. 35-30, going to be pushed out of bounds by Vargo Thomas, and we're going to get an extra 15 because he was well out of bounds when that push happened. And I think we're going to have an unsportsmanlike conduct against Oak Hill and 15 additional yards after the nice catch and carry by one Austin Adkins.
Yeah. Kind of hate that for Vargas. I know what he meant to do, but you could see definitely. Austin, was out of bounds. He was giving up the play, and I don't think it was like a malicious hit. But you can't do that when they're out of bounds that far.
Right.
You got to pull up because he was probably 2 yards out of bounds
at least.
Yeah. So
and again, it wasn't a malicious hit. It was a push, like you said, with two hands. But again,
not smart.
Not smart. So Lincoln County takes advantage of that penalty after the nice chunk play from Blake Adkins to Austin Adkins. And Lincoln County is going to have a 1st and 10 inside the Oak Hill 20. We'll call it the 17. 3:46 to go here in the first half.
You may want to come back to these because that was a screenplay there. Run it again. Run it again till they stop it. Slow that pressure down a little bit.
Blake Adkins. No, that's not Blake Adkins. That's number 5, Lucas Johane. Ball is out.
Ran a direct snap to him, and
luckily, Johane back on it.
Yeah, just nothing going right there.
2-yard loss on the play brings up 2nd down and 12 from the 20.
Again, I may be thinking right here, come back with that screen. It seems to have worked. We've got a couple decent gains off of it. Run it until they stop it.
Oh my, that play for a 5-yard loss. 3rd down and long for Lincoln County coming up here.
Really, that play from the get-go, we just have not been able to do any damage whatsoever. I think he was tackled by 3 or 4 guys there. So the left side of the line that time, really, I think that speed's just bothering them. They're not even getting hands on them.
3rd down and long, Lincoln County play action pass. Blake Adkins looking, fires into traffic, and it's going to fall incomplete. And it's going to bring up a 4th down and long from their own 25-yard line. 2:23 to go here in the first half.
I've seen something that pretty good pass protection, but our tackle's got to realize when you make that initial contact, and you can see what their right tackle had to watch that time, had a nice initial surge. The guy kind of looped around after that and just let him go. Like, well, he's going that way. Well, no, you stay on him, bury him.
All right, 4th down and long. Lincoln County is going to go for it here from their own 25. Adkins straight drop, looking pressured, and he's going to be sacked and gobbled up in the backfield by the interior line of the Oak Hill Red Devils. I think the man making the initial hit and finishing off Adkins for the sack was number 17, James Green. So Brian.
Never picked up. Middle linebacker came untouched. Really, you got to, at that point, you got to have somebody to pick him up. And like I said, all you got to do, he's coming that, you just push him, throw a hand to slow him up just a little bit. But he had a free run at it.
So the blitz pays off for Oak Hill as they roll the dice on 4th and long for Lincoln County, and they will take over 1st and 10 at their own 30. 2:16 to go here in the first half. Oak Hill leading 27-8. Colasino under center, takes and hands off to his running back, Alex Baxter. Baxter skirts the sideline, bounces back inbounds, and he's going to surge forward for about a 12-yard gain. Penalty flag comes in late. Maybe a face mask.
Unfortunately, that initial hit was I give it the ESPN call because had a nice contact. Really came up and hit him hard. Just didn't wrap him up, and so when you bounced off of him, he gained 10 more yards.
And it is going to be a 5-yard face mask after the play. So 12-yard gain from Baxter. Tack on 5 more yards for the face mask penalty. And Oak Hill setting in pretty good field position just outside midfield at their own 46. 2:02 to go here in the first half on a rolling clock. Oak Hill probably trying to get one more. Tall sweep to the right to Ethan Vargo Thomas, who's got a wall of blockers. Vargo Thomas up the field, crossing the 50 and the 40, and he's going to be finally brought down on the other side of the 35-yard line to the 34. 1st and 10 Oak Hill on a nice 20-yard jaunt from Vargo Thomas.
And give them some great blocking because they just caved in the left side of our defense.
1:40 to go here on a rolling clock, Brian. Red Devils go no huddle. Vargo
Sweep
Thomas
the other
sweep
way.
to the left. He has another wall of blockers as he skirts the sideline down inside the 20. Before he's finally pushed out of bounds, Vargo Thomas will not go down, and he's going to be inside the 15-yard line on another chunk play.
They ran sweep left, sweep right, sweep left. Hey, let's sweep it right again, see what happens.
Well, they are on the far side, Brian, which would be the left.
They've swept to the
To the wide side of the field.
every time so far.
1st and 10 Oak Hill at the Lincoln County 14-yard line. 1:15 to go here on a rolling clock. Colasino under Sinnel. Referees blow it dead.
Get a timeout.
Timeout Lincoln County. So with 1:09 to go here in the first half, we're going to take a quick break. We'll be right back to you here on the Armstrong family of networks.
And we're back.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, back to action. Sweep left. Oak Hill in for the Red Devil touchdown from 14 yards away. I believe that was Omar Lewis again on the carry, and the Red Devils extend their lead to 33-8 with 1:03 to go here in the first half, Brian.
I think the very large lady is singing.
If she's not singing in full throat, she's definitely warming up.
Yes, absolutely. Again, just a punishing drive right there. You know, really, if you look at it, Lincoln County had an 8-6 lead at the end of the first quarter, and the second quarter has been all Oak Hill.
You are correct, sir. And Ethan Vargo Thomas in to attempt the extra point try. Snap back to Colasilo. Gets it down nicely. Vargo Thomas puts a foot to it, and it is no good. So
Wide
with
left
1:03
again.
to go here in the first half, Oak Hill extends their lead to 33-8. 1:03 to go, Brian.
It's really interesting they kick too. You know how I said you hook it. Well, what you do is you try to offset that, so you try to not swing it as much, and you get two that miss left. I think that's all caused by that one kickoff.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, I've just been informed by our producer extraordinaire, Mr. Seth Stowers, that we have over 100 viewers watching us on YouTube right now. We want to thank all of you folks for logging in and streaming live Lincoln County Homecoming 2022. Thank you for watching our broadcast. We hope you're enjoying it as much as we are.
As well as viewers, if there's some watching on Channel 100 on Armstrong Cable. So we're glad that we can bring this to you. I hope you're enjoying the broadcast.
We are enjoying the broadcast. We always enjoy our broadcasts. Score could be a little close. There's two halves to every game.
Absolutely.
There truly is. So 33-8 our score, Brian. 1:03 to go. Put your coach's hat on. Where do we go?
Something on positive on offense. The problem is at halftime, you're going to have to reach down and find somebody and say, guys, we got to do something here. I mean, we've had pretty good field position. Again, looks like they're going to have decent field position here.
Right. As the return is up past the 30 to the 35 line.
The most successful play we've had, and I would run it till they stopped it. Screen, 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 and then you got to slow them down a little bit. So just keep running. If they keep coming, keep running it because we've got nothing on the ground going, nothing really through the air. That seems to be the only play. That and a little shuttle pass.
Yeah, the vertical passing game, non-existent.
And I do still think a little quick hit, misdirection might get them going.
Swing out to Drew Banks. So there's your wide receiver screen, Brian, that you alluded to. Picks up 3, maybe 4, maybe 5 yards on that.
Yeah, wasn't a bad little gain there. Steve kind of missed the block on that one. But, again, you're looking at a 5-6 yard gain. You get us in this second and mid or second short, we're an okay offense. Third and long, not our strong suit.
Right. 30 seconds to go here in the first half. Lincoln County on the move. Adkins takes. He's going to elude 1, elude 2. Try to skirt the corner and elude 3. He will not, as he's brought down after a 2-yard gain. Clock continues to run. Lincoln County's got to hurry. 15 seconds to go here in the first half if they're going to try to punch one in here.
And if you got one right now, hey, uncork it deep. If you're Blake Agans right now, this is probably the last play.
He got
no
it
matter
off.
what. Uncork it.
Pressure. He's looking deep, and that's going to fall incomplete as the horn sounds, ladies and gentlemen. We've played 2 quarters here at Hamlin Lions Club Field, and unfortunately, Oak Hill is getting the best of the Panthers here on homecoming night as they lead 33-8. We're going to take a brief timeout, pay a few bills, and we'll be right back with all of the homecoming court and festivities right here on the Armstrong family of networks.
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to Homecoming 2022. This time we'd like to introduce Mr. Freshman, Desmond Fry. Desmond is the son of J.L. and Jessica Fry and resides in Hamilton. He's a member of Skills USA, LCHS Robotics, and Club Club. Desmond's music plan is to attend college and earn a bachelor's degree with a focus in audio. Mr. Freshman, Desmond Fry. There was a time for this freshman. Our first inspiration is Zaylee Andrews. She's the daughter of Jay and Melissa Andrews, and sister to Mara, resides in Braxton. Zaylee is involved in softball, basketball, and the LCHS basketball. Zaylee's future plans is to become an artist softball player. Our second inspiration is Emma Grace Richmond. Emma is the daughter of Eric and Chrissy Richmond and resides in Sauk. She plays softball and is a member of the Met Club. Emma's future plan is to attend college with a focus in meteorology. Emma proud to play a role in tourism. And Miss Freshman. Mr. and Miss Softball. Bobby Levi Lucas. Bobby is the son of David and Melissa Lucas and resides in Hamilton. He is a member of the SADD and the Cleveland County, up and down, soccer, cross country, and baseball team. Bobby's future plan is to go somewhere to do something and get paid for it. We want everyone to know that Bobby graduated out of Chapter Net Plan. This sophomore is Josie Hubbard. Josie is the daughter of Francis Kent and Elijah Hubbard, resides in Carl County. Josie is a member of the LCHS soccer team. Her future plan is to go to college with focus on law with David and Lord. Everyone who knows this team has a doctor named Richard. This sophomore. Danny is the daughter of Harvey Sykes and Tish Weaver Sykes and resides in Hamilton. Danny's future plan is to go to college to become a child's psychologist. Danny would like to thank everyone including this junior, Danny Sykes. Mr. and Mrs. Patty Canada, beginning with Blake Adkins and Madison McAllister. Mr. Patrick Adkins, Blake Adkins, son of Andy and Ronnie Adkins, resides in Hamilton. Blake is a member of the LCHS football team This Panther candidate, Cheyenne Gray. This Panther candidate, Luke Taylor, more commonly known as Lunch Taylor Luke, and his eyes and hands. He's a member of the FFA and is in a band called Busy Honda. Luke's future plan are to become a writer and work in the fast food industry. Luke says, take your time, make it last, friendship never ends. This Panther candidate is Cheyenne Ray, residing in Bryson with the daughter of Sharon Portman and Stan Ray. Is the stepdaughter of Fred Farley and Kelly Grassenbach. Cheyenne is a member of the 4-H, president of the Lincoln County FFA, and a member of the Young Republic. Cheyenne is WEU with a focus on agriculture, education, and animal science. Cheyenne says, take every opportunity that he can because he likes graduates. Cheyenne wants to write agriculture teachers Brooke and Sept Neal were always pushing her. This Panther candidate is Cheyenne Gray. Basketball and since the freshman, he is the best dressed at Lincoln County High School. Donovan's future plan to attend culinary school. This Panther candidate, Brianna's Grace Stickler, daughter of Bobby and Allison Stickler, sister to Brooklyn, and resides in Hamilton. Brianna is captain of the volleyball team, historian of LCHS, HOSA, a member of Panther Way Healthcare and Pep Club. Brianna's future plans to attend Marshall on become a physician assistant. Brianna says, always be yourself and never give up. This Panther candidate, Stickler. Panther candidate, Brandon Kidd and Jamie Becker. Panther Adam Kidd is the son of Ken and Cena Braylon and resides in Manhattan. Panther's future plans are to enlist in the United States Marine Corps and hope to one day make a stepdaughter and friend with the top of his class in infantry school. This Panther candidate, Jamie Becker, is the daughter of James and Yuri Becker. He's liberal and resides in Hobart. Leading plans to attend Marshall University. He would like to live her life in a positive life and practically constitute the moral life of her father, James Becker, who tragically passed away August 22nd. This Panther candidate, Jamie Becker. Mr. and Miss Panther candidate, Gavin Goddard, and the Vale Wood. Gavin is the son of Angela Goddard and Greg Goddard and resides in Braxton. Gavin is a member of the LCHS football league, construction, National Honor Society. Gavin's future plan is to complete an apprenticeship program with the young electrician. He says everything is hard before it's easy. This Panther candidate, the Bayonet Wood. She's the daughter of Luke and Amber Wood and resides in Saul. The Bay is second captain of the ladies soccer team, president of HOSA, member of the National Honor Society, and head council of the Panther Way Health Club. The Bay's future plan are to attend college to pursue doing nursing to become a international Grace Chafin. Grace will be crowning tonight's winner. All right, at this time, we'd like to start by introducing Mr. Senior. Mr. Senior, Xander Tidd. This senior, Jamie Vicker. Xander doesn't get the foul. Okay. Now we'd like to introduce Mr. Panther for 2022, Luke Tabor. And this Panther for 2022, Madison McAllister.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, we are back here at Hamlin Lions Club Field for second half action. Football Friday night under the lights here on the Armstrong family of networks. Brian, we just had our homecoming festivities here at Lincoln County High School for the 2022-23 school year, and we have some announcements to make.
Absolutely.
All right, the winners of Mr. Senior and Miss Senior are Xander Tidd and Jamie Vickers, respectively. So congratulations to those two young folks. Woo-hoo. Xander Tidd winning Mr. Senior and Jamie Vickers winning Miss Senior. And then to round out the homecoming court, Mr. Panther was won by none other than Luke Tabor, also known at the Panther Nation as Lunch Table Luke. And Miss Panther went to Maddie McAllister.
Congratulations on all those kids. You know, that's big. It's big to get those. You get those, something you remember for the rest of your life.
Absolutely, absolutely. So we want to give a special shout out to our sister and one of my fellow colleagues at LCHS, Miss Allison Stickler, for organizing all of the homecoming court and festivities and parade today. Big shout out to her, Brian. It's a thankless job, and she does it well.
Oh, absolutely, and a lot goes into that.
You have no idea. It's been a great week here at LCHS, needless to say. But, folks, we've got 24 minutes of football here to go, and Oak Hill's getting ready to kick off to Lincoln County to start this second half. Brian, Oak Hill leading comfortably 33-8. I'm going to throw the ball into your court. You're the Lincoln County coach right now. How do you salvage this second half?
You got to go. You got to tell the guys, forget the first half. Let's just win the second half. Let's get some positive momentum. Oh, he's going to have to bring that one out.
And he most certainly does. And a decent return, Brian. That could have been disastrous as he pushes the return over the 20 to around, right at the 20-yard line. So 1st and 10 Lincoln County as we start the third quarter.
Well, I know when he fumbled it and it went through his hands, I was like, went in the end zone. It's like, okay, you got to get it. You got to go.
It's like we alluded to in our pregame show. The seasons are starting to change. There's a little glisten
on the ball
down there on the grass. So 1st and 10 Lincoln County at their own 20. Blake Atkins in the shotgun. Takes the snap, gives to the first man through. He's going to get 3 or 4 yards on the carry before he's swarmed under and brought down by the Oak Hill defense.
Yeah, I think as a coach right now for Lincoln County, you challenge your line. You challenge them to get better this second half. You tell your whole team, or you challenge your team to say, let's see, just forget the score right now. Let's just win the second half. Let's get something positive. Let's see what's going on, something you can build on.
Sure.
And again, you may see some younger players here to get some experience.
Sure. So Austin Adkins on the carry for Lincoln County. Little or no gain on the play. Brings up 2nd down and long. Blake Adkins in the shotgun formation. High snap, but fielded cleanly. Wide receiver screen over to the right side. And it is caught. Eludes the first tackler, but not the second. And he's going to be brought down right at the line of scrimmage again, Brian. 3rd down and long, Lincoln County.
Team speed. I mean, we had a nice block on the outside that time. So the receiver did a nice job to seal the corner coming up. I thought, okay, you might be able to get something, but that pursuit comes so quickly from Oak Hill.
I'm really impressed with the overall team speed of the Red Devils, Brian, especially up front on their defensive line there.
Oh, yeah, we probably outweighed them man per man across the line, but they're so quick right now, it's just causing us fits.
Right. So 3rd down and long, Lincoln County. We'll call it 10 yards here in the third quarter, trailing 33-8. Blake Adkins takes. There's the shovel pass. An initial surge, maybe 3 or 4 yards, and then brought back hard to the turf. Logan Spunogle, the recipient of the shovel pass, picks up 2 yards, and Bryant 4th down and long for Lincoln County. 3 plays, 2 yards.
Yeah, again, it's just a struggle for Lincoln County right now to find anything positive on the ground.
Do you think a lot of that has to do with Oak Hill's team speed? I mean, yes, we saw in the first half they really dictated that, but again, like you said, we outweigh them. We may be bigger than them, but speed has definitely played a factor.
Well, we've always said, even when I played, you can be we joked about it one time. Coach Hunting called a play where we weren't even going to block the play side tackle, and I'm like, you're crazy. This guy's 290, Coach. He's a beast. And as Coach Hunting said, he goes, you'll be by him before he stands up. And that's exactly what we did. We just didn't even block him. ran right by him before he stood up, took himself out of the play.
Okay.
Well, you can be big like that, but in that scenario, it doesn't help you. But you can be a little guy that's quick and just cause you fits all night long because you're going to have to move to block that kid.
Understood, Brian. So after the punt, Oak Hill scrimmages 1st and 10 on the right side of the 50, their own 40 at the Lincoln County 45. Little screen pass of their own over to the wide receiver as Alex Colasino completes that pass for a 1-yard gain.
But again, I think I was trying to get the number off those black jerseys that came up on the tackle. It was nicely played on defense that time. We didn't miss the tackle.
Didn't over pursue.
Yeah, held him to a 1-yard gain. You know what? I'll live with them all night long.
Sure. So 2nd down, we'll call it 9 for Oak Hill at the Lincoln County 44-yard line. Shotgun formation, 2 receivers split each way, 2 right, 2 left. Colasino, straight drop back, quick pass over in the flats, and that pass is going to fall incomplete, intended for number 4, Alex Baxter.
That was a little bit, man, that glistened ball a little bit slipped through his hands there because, again, wasn't terrible pursuit. He was open, but I think if he would have caught it, we had a DB that was right there.
Right.
So, again, if he would have caught it, you're hoping to make the tackle at the 3-yard gain. Again, that's not bad.
I thought the pursuit by Lincoln County's interior line there too, Brian, not letting Colasino step up and deliver that football.
Yeah, absolutely.
He kind of threw it off his back foot, even falling away there. So 3rd down and 9. Sweeping right is Ethan Vargo Thomas. He's going to push forward, trying to shake free. He almost does, picks up about 15, 16 yards, but I see a penalty flag on the play.
Laundry on the field.
Let's see what the initial call is here.
I think that comes usually in that holding area.
We can hope.
Or a block in the back.
So the preliminary indication is an illegal block in the back by Oak Hill. That is a 15-yard penalty from the spot of the foul, and we will replay 3rd down, but this will be a long conversion for Oak Hill.
Again, easy to do on a receiver because you see the run that sweeps. You're trying to get your receiver to come in and crash that side. You got caught up at that time. I mean, he gets catch up on that block. And probably, to be honest with you, if you watch the replay, probably happened in an area that was not even going to matter on the play. That's usually the way they do happen.
So after the 10 yards are marked off from the spot of the foul, it's going to be 3rd down, and we will call it 18 for Oak Hill.
And let's see if the Panthers right now can bow up on defense here and get a stop.
2 receivers split each way as Colasino is in the shotgun. Low snap, fields it. Little dump pass to number 3. It's going to be dropped by Alex Baxter, who had a lot of green grass in front of him, Brian. That may have been, as you say, a gift from the football gods for Lincoln County.
Yeah, we take a sigh of relief here. And first off, blitz was there. Great job by the quarterback to catch it, number 1, on a low snap. Then have enough presence to go, okay, here he is, and throw a pretty good pass. Receiver,
he did.
Again, that was one of those situations. I think the receiver was already gone for the touchdown before we caught it.
Exactly right. So Ethan Vargo Thomas back in punt formation for the Red Devils. 4th down and long, scrimmaging from their own 47. Bit of a wobbler on the snap, but Vargo Thomas gets it out and cleanly. Lincoln County's going to try to field that punt. Had the right idea, but I think the pursuit was a little too close. Maybe would have let that one lie there, Brian.
Well, yeah, because it had really come to a stop, so that's a very scary play. It worked out good for Lincoln County to recover that one, but that one right there, I think from a coaching perspective, you weren't going to prevent it from going any deeper.
Right.
And you could see a lot of bad things happening right there with pursuit coming down on you. But Lincoln County has the ball, not the best of field position, but again, I think Oak Hill's won the field position all night thanks to the leg, as we call him now.
Yes, Ethan Vargo Thomas, a skilled punter and kicker. So Lincoln County will scrimmage 1st and 10 from around their own 20-yard line once again. 2nd possession here of the 2nd half. And my goodness gracious, that running play goes nowhere as he is submarined under for about a 2-yard loss, maybe even 3. Lincoln County going backwards here, Brian.
Yeah, at this point right now, I think if you're the Panther coaching staff on like a play like that, you got to look at this and say, okay, guys, we may start substituting because that was just kind of lack of effort because no one hit him. I mean, he almost took the handoff.
Right. So 2nd down, we'll call it 13 to go here for Lincoln County. Play action pass, little dump off from Adkins. And this man shakes free from one defender, but not two, and he's pushed out of bounds. Pass complete to number 5, Lucas Johaim, on a nice pitch and catch. Lincoln County's going to have their first down of the second half.
Yeah, nice play that time. You know, Blake that time was a little more under control. Lucas ran a nice route and was more impressed with not just the route, but making the one guy miss.
Right.
Making that first guy miss. You know, instead of getting that 5-yard gain like we were talking about what we do sometimes, you got a first down now.
So 1st and 10, Lincoln County at their own 38-yard line. Blake Adkins under center this time. Takes the snap. Gives to his running back, who was swarmed at the line of scrimmage and then brought backwards. He's brought down by number 8, Braylon Thomas. Isaiah Kuntz on the carry.
Yeah, just nothing going there. I mean, it was just stonewall from the get-go.
It was. So ball is sprawled forward a little forward, so we'll give Kuntz 1 yard on the carry, second down, 9 yards to go. 7:20 to go here, folks, on a rolling third quarter clock. Lincoln County's trailing Oak Hill 33-8. Blake Adkins back in the pistol formation. 2 receivers split to his left, 1 to his right. Man in motion. Hands off to Austin Adkins. Isaiah Kuntz, who delivers the blow to number 6, Elijah Gray. Hello.
That's the way to finish a run. You know, you're always taught, I've always taught you try to always be going forward. So
I noticed several times when we've done these broadcast nights, you always say run behind your pads.
yes,
Prime example right there, bro.
running behind the pads. Another first down for the Panthers. Got something going.
So 1st and 10, Lincoln County at midfield. Blake Adkins takes and gives to Kuntz once again. Off tackle right out of the shotgun.
Again,
Kuntz picks up maybe a yard.
they got number 1, Omar Lewis, listed as a wide receiver cornerback, but they brought him up on the end that time. 5'5", 140.
We spoke about him in the
and
first
major
half.
tackle in the backfield.
Speed.
Just runs around. Nope, we can't even get a hand on him.
Right. So 2nd down and 9 to go for Lincoln County at the Oak Hill 49. Adkins takes quick slant, and that ball is going to fall incomplete as he and his receiver were not quite on the same page. It looked like the receiver ran a stop route there, Brian.
Yep. And he was hoping he'd be coming at slant, which was there, I think.
The slant was there. You're right.
Yep. I like the play call, too, because it's a quick, you know, so you don't let the rush get to you.
Counter that defensive speed.
Yep.
You're right, Brian.
Don't let the rush get to you. Throw something quick. Just got to continue the route, and that's a nice little play right there. I think it'll be open later on.
3rd down, 9 to go, Lincoln County at the Oak Hill 49. Adkins in the shotgun. Takes straight drop back. There's the slant pass again. Intended for Drew Banks. It's going to, I'm sorry, not Drew Banks. Trying to get that gentleman's jersey number. It was intended for Logan Spinagle there. Falls incomplete.
And I think
almost picked by
that,
number 6, Elijah Gray.
I think, and I know it's tough for Blake, but you need to be a little more patient on that. I think if he could have waited another half a second, Logan was going to break open in the middle of the field, because what's happening is that number 1 again, who's walking up, he just dropped back into coverage and got a piece of it that time.
Right.
You know, so you got to see what he's doing.
So Lincoln County going for it here at midfield on 4th down and 9.
Somebody needs to get on 1, because if he comes around the end, he'll drop back in coverage.
And that play is just going to be absolutely blown up in the backfield by the Oak Hill interior line. Loss of 5 on the play and a turnover on downs. Isaiah Kuntz didn't have a chance on that one, Brian. As soon as he got the handoff, he was in trouble.
Yeah. Yep, that again, penetration has killed us all night, killed the Panthers all night long.
So Oak Hill avoids a sudden surge of Lincoln County offense.
But for Lincoln County, he picked up a couple first downs there. You know, it's the first really offensive sort of drive we've had tonight.
So Oak Hill in the shotgun, trip receivers to his left, 1 to his right, as Colasino rolls to his left. Deep ball, got a man, and it's going to be in and out of his hands on a great defensive play by the Lincoln County corner. I can't see that gentleman's jersey, Brian. Can you make it out?
I cannot. That would be number, is that 4?
Number 4, Stephen Adkins.
Did a nice job recovery there. Because when you first looked, when he threw it, he had a step. But that's what a DB learns. You've got time to catch up to it because quarterback has to hang it a little bit on deep ball. So he did a nice job.
So nice deflection there by Stephen Adkins. 2nd down and 10 to go for Oak Hill. Back to as Vargo Thomas takes the pitch, sweeping left. Skirts the sideline. Looks like he might have enough for a first down. We'll wait and see. Penalty flag comes in late, Brian. Did he get hit out of bounds over there?
I think that's that late hit area. Yep. I think he pushed him on the sideline.
One of our cameramen here, Mr. Tim Grayley, shaking his head in
He
acknowledgement.
agrees with it.
Yes, late hit.
He said it was. And he's never wrong.
Right. Tim Grayley is never wrong, folks. He can call the spots and he can call the penalties. He's saying first down, Oak Hill. And it is a personal foul against Lincoln County. So our prognosticator, Mr. Tim Grayley, was right with that one, Brian. 15 yards, and Oak Hill sitting pretty once again as they move into Lincoln County's red zone just outside the 20.
Yeah, when the one thing you can't do against teams like this is give them yardage.
So it's a handoff sweeping left to Alex Baxter once again. Off tackle, picks up 4 or 5 yards, Brian. And Oak Hill moving the ball once again.
Yeah, again, not a bad tackle. It's just a little late. You can see where they're so much quicker on their team speed. They're hitting us at the line of scrimmage, but linebackers flowing. Our guys getting there just about after about 3-yard gain. So, but again, at least we filled the gap, made the tackle. That's what you want to see.
So 2nd down and about 6 to go. Ball resting just outside the 15-yard line. Oak Hill in the shotgun. Colasino. Quick pass over to Ethan Vargo Thomas. Thomas is going to be swarmed under. Nice pursuit there, Brian, by the Lincoln County secondary.
Yeah, I think it's Austin Atkins that made that first initial hit. And again, on a guy like that, that's exactly what you got to do. Don't go for this big, I'm going to blast him. You know what you need to do? Just make the tackle.
Yeah, it looked like number 22, Chris Wooten, in there to help clean up that on the end there, Brian. So, yeah, really good call there. Little or no gain on that play. One of the few times that we've been able to corral Vargo Thomas.
Yeah.
And it's going to be 3rd down and about 7. Oak Hill back. There's that dive right up the gut. He's all the way down inside the 10 to the 5, down to the 1. And we're waiting. We're going to call him down at the 1-yard line. Whew. Omar Lewis right up the gut, Brian.
And let me just remind folks, when you watch that run and watch him bouncing off tackles and 5'5", 140.
Almost like a pinball.
I mean, and it would not go down. He would just kept fighting for every inch he could get.
Hard runner. I also noticed a number beside the 5'5" and the 140, Brian. There's a 12 there. Senior.
Yep, absolutely.
So 1st and goal, Oak Hill from the 1.
What do you call it here?
Honestly?
Dive. Here it comes.
Again, trips to the left. Colasino in the shotgun. Penalty flag on the play from the far judge at the back pylon. Preliminary indication, delay of game against Oak Hill. Took a little too much time, Brian, to snap that one. And we're going to back them up 5 to just outside the 5 to the 6.
I think they'll still come back with the dive probably, but I may run the sweep right here.
Okay. Well, middle of the field, you're between the hashes. Perfect play. You could really, as you say before, playbook wide open here.
Absolutely wide open.
All right, so while we have a moment, just want to let everybody know that I have had a score update, and my Thundering Herd men's soccer ranked 7th in the country, and number 6 UK, the Wildcats, tied 1-1 in the 70th minute.
How many minutes they play?
90.
Okay, we're good shape then. We're good shape. 1-1 right there, man. Oh, nice play in the backfield. Can't get the number who that was.
See if you can. Maybe that was big Gavin Goddard in there, Brian, 77?
No, actually, I think it was a 20 number,
Okay.
20 or 32. I think that was 32 for the Panthers.
Well, we have a 22, Chris Wooten. I don't see a 32
Okay,
on my jersey.
well,
on
get my glasses aren't
roster.
the best in the world. Anyway, it was a nice play in the
It was.
backfield. I mean, again, there was that penetration.
So 2nd down and goal to go for Oak Hill. Ball resting now right around the 10. Fargo Thomas sweeping left. Cuts it back in. Finds a crease. Pushing the pile. And Fargo Thomas is 5 yards deep in the end zone after being hit at the 5, Brian. He would not go down. He would not be denied. Touchdown Oak Hill. 3:22 to go here in the 3rd quarter. Red Devils extend their lead 39-8.
And there is another senior, but again, 5'10", 150. And just runs like they're fullbacks, like Larry Zonka running through the line,
I
man.
mean, it's wild. So Fargo Thomas in to attempt the extra point kick. Alex Colasino be the holder.
Again, if you're on the 2nd row of cars right now, you may want to get out there, maybe deflect this one.
Right. There's the snap, the spot. The kick is up, and it is good for Fargo Thomas. And Oak Hill flexing their muscles here, Brian, with 3:22 to go here in the 3rd quarter. Oak Hill extends their lead to 40-8 over Lincoln County.
I think that one may have left Lions Club Field.
Did it clear the 2nd row?
I think it cleared the 2nd row, and it's out in the park of Lions Club Field.
All right, so a little sous-vide for anybody out at the roadside park after dark. So, ladies and gentlemen, while we have a brief moment, we're going to take a quick timeout here on the Armstrong Family of Networks. We'll be right back with more high school football. All right, ladies and gentlemen, we're back here live at Lions Club Field as Oak Hill kicks off to Lincoln County.
Pretty good cutback run there.
Nice cutback run there. I believe that's Austin Adkins again for Lincoln County. Nice return after the scoring drive from the Red Devils, who lead it 40-8. 3:14 to go here in the 3rd quarter. All right, Brian, let's go to the West Virginia Metro News high school football scoreboard and scores from around the Mountain State. Brian, lead us off with some AAA.
Well, I'll just say this. We don't know what Highland Springs, Virginia has. Well, yeah, we do, because the machine that is Martinsburg is down 34-0 at the 4th quarter.
I'm sorry?
34-0. Highland Springs,
not
Virginia.
Martinsburg.
Not Martinsburg.
Okay, very interesting.
I think the Highland Springs would go all off tackle here. A sweet play.
Right? Oh, my goodness gracious. After an initial pickup of about 5 yards, that's number 22, Matthias Spack.
Yeah, spacked is what he did right there. Brought the wood with him when he came.
Form tackle right there, Brian, by Oak Hill. But a nice bit of running by the Lincoln County offense. 2nd down, 5 to go.
And, you know, you and I talked earlier, Ryan, about the little rivalry between Parkersburg South and Parkersburg, number 2 and number 4. And right now, number 2 Parkersburg South at halftime up 27-7.
Oh, my. Okay.
Parkersburg South might be for real this year.
They may be. Full house backfield for Lincoln County.
Be good. Get that lead blocker going in there maybe. And again, that penetration just, you can't get going. Let's see here. We've got some scores here.
Okay.
Ooh, a nice one here into the 3rd quarter here. Spring Valley 25, number 8. Spring Valley against number 5 Hurricane. Hurricane's 21, so good ball game there. Huntington, who's 1-1, is smacking number 10 GW 30-7 right now. Kind of a little bit of surprise at that one. GW set back for the deep pass.
3rd down, got a man. Ooh, right off his hands. A little bit overthrown there. And it's going to bring up a 4th down and long for Lincoln County.
Little surprise here. Number 11, AAA Woodrow Wilson, who's 2-1 this season, getting beat by AA Bluefield, who is winless on the season, 21-7.
Okay.
A little surprise. Number 14, Spring Mills, getting beat by Jefferson, 33-0.
Okay. Brian, is there a score for Woodrow Wilson, our opponent next week?
Let me see here. Yeah, they're getting beat. Number 11, Woodrow Wilson's getting beat 21-7 by. Ooh, close to being blocked.
That was very close to being blocked. It's going to take a Panther bounce, little bounce, and then it's going to be blown dead at the Oak Hill 33.
Yeah, Woodrow Wilson ranked number 11 right now, getting beat 21-0 by 0-3 AA Bluefield right now.
Oh, wow. Okay. That is
surprise.
a bit of a surprise, yes.
It is. Then we've got, let's see, some other Ripley.
Right, who downed us on the very last play of the game last week.
Getting beat 7-0 on Marietta, Ohio right now. Midland all over South Charleston, 41-0.
Wow.
Capital, looking for the first win of the year, up 25, I think, over St. Albans. This is actually the first game in 3 that Capital has scored, so that program kind of
on a downturn
because usually Capital is one of those powerhouse teams.
Never thought I'd hear that.
Really good game. Well, actually, that game is over.
Okay.
As AAA Bridgeport 24 and number 1 in AA Fairmont Senior 21.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
I mean, I was AAA and AA, but that's a little bit of a rivalry game.
Big
right there.
rivalry game there between Bridgeport and Fairmont Senior.
Roane County, one of our past opponents, is continue to roll along. They're ranked number 4 right now in AA as they beat number 13 Lewis County 46-7, where they're up 46-7.
Okay, wow. Roane County really having a good season, Brian.
All over Shady Springs, 68-0. And Shady, again, that program we thought had really just was on the climb, having a down year this year.
Last few years, they were really a playoff team.
Number 7 Scott is up 21-14. Number 10 Point Pleasant.
Okay.
Opponents coming up there. Polka. Getting hammered right now by number 8 Logan, 49-20.
Wow.
Polk again, 0-3 in the season, really have taken a downturn. Yes. Chapmanville all over Nitro, 47-0.
Looks like we have some jersey changes and some new subs in for Oak Hill on offense.
Got a penalty.
Penalty flag in on the play.
Got a good one here. Going down here at Mingo Central. Mingo Central down 21-14 to Man right now. And that's I know that's a rivalry game.
It is.
I look here, Hundreds playing Richwood, and it's postponed. I guess they must have some weather or something up there. It's 0-0, and that's the, you always root for 100.
You do.
Yeah, I mean, you really do, folks.
The Hornets of 100 High. Any other interesting scores to pass along,
some here.
Okay.
Some of our, I looked through Single A, some of the past opponents that we played years ago, no scoring at Tulsa Van game. Doddridge County. It was really funny. Doddridge County's 40-0 over Calhoun County. And I saw here earlier where Ritchie County was getting beat. And those two have kind of, Ritchie County won the state championship. Doddridge County won the state championship. They kind of flop back and forth, it seems like, up there right now. Two counties are side by side. We might have to go up to that tournament this year if they play in that again. We filmed that a couple years ago, if you remember.
Oh, yes, the Cohen Spangler Memorial. Yeah, that's great. Always great fun up there in Ellenboro. All right, 1st and 10 Oak Hill at their own 46. That's quarterback number 10. That's Levi Kiska.
Well, I don't know what
He's knocked out of bounds. Got some flags on the play there, Brian. Yeah.
I'll be honest with you. I don't know what the. I guess we're going to call a late hit on that. I don't quite saw that as that quarterback tried to do his best impression of Josh Allen.
Right. Also got a flag in the backfield, too. It may have seen the same thing. So let's see what the preliminary indication is from our referee.
I was curious just for our horse collar.
All personal foul, horse collar against the Lincoln County defense. Well, that's going to be 15.
Yeah, that's kind of surprising that he kind of he kind of stiff-armed our guy to put him down. Hey, question, just for the viewing audience here.
Yes, sir.
I wasn't for sure. I know it's early on in fantasy football at week 1. How was your team this year?
Oh, they're terrible. Did you?
How was your first week? Did you do any good?
Awful.
I was wondering.
Were you wondering?
My team actually.
Really?
Well, let me repeat this.
Sit down, folks. This is going to be good.
Yeah, the defending champion.
Yeah, there's that.
Just saying, maybe the greatest fantasy football season ever. Might have to add that is
wow.
Starting their defense to 1-0. I didn't know if you knew that or not.
No, hadn't looked. Didn't really care. Didn't really care.
Just having a little fun,
So,
folks.
oh, just having a little fun, he said, as he takes home the trophy and the championship belt. And oh my, we've got a man on the
championship
loose
belt.
to the 30, 20, 10, 5, and that's going to be a touchdown for Oak Hill as the second stringers put one in from almost 45 yards away.
What number was that? When I tried to look at the number there, and I thought it was 14, but they don't have a 14.
Okay. Not sure who that was. Could have been James Green.
Well, they have a 14 out there, but there's not a 14 I see on the roster. But I tell you what, he was, I love that. And a scamper back, man. He took off once he got the corner and said, I'm out of here.
And, Brian, I thought what was interesting about that play, sweep right.
Yeah, that killed. I mean, we talked at the beginning of the ball game how it's going to be real key for our outside containment to keep them boxed in, and we haven't done a good job tonight of that. They've done a fantastic job, Oak Hill, blocking. I mean, they're sealing that whatever side they go to.
And there's the snap, the spot, the kick, and it is good. And that is from a different kicker. That was not Ethan Vargo Thomas. I missed that gentleman's jersey number. But, again, it's good. And Oak Hill really putting their foot down on this one, Brian. 47-8, 28 seconds to go here in the third.
And, again, we've talked about this before. We said this from a Lincoln County coaching staff. Yeah, you see the score. Okay. No. You are still coaching. And these kids, this is where you find out.
Sure.
What kid has heart? What kid wants to play? You know what? If I see a kid that's going to give me 100% out here right now that he's still trying, that shows me he's got heart.
Right.
If you give me a kid with heart, and a lot of times I'll beat your kid with talent.
I will agree with that. I will agree with that. So, again, here, homecoming 2022, 28 seconds to go here in the third, folks. Oak Hill comfortably out in front, 47-8. We're having a good time here doing the broadcast.
Yeah, Ryan, I'll say this, a little bit of a scary moment for your Thundering Herd. Well, actually for my Mountaineers as well. They'll be better win nicely tomorrow for their first win of the year after the two tough losses.
Mountaineers hosting Townsend State.
And then for Marshall, this is, I said, this is tough for Coach Huff. Like you talked about earlier, they don't play really well at Bowling Green. And after the great, huge monster win, you got to realize you got a lot more games to go. And
that's right.
And a tough conference.
Very tough conference. I'm excited about the Sun Belt, and I'll tell you why, Brian. It was a banner day for the Sun Belt Conference last Saturday. Not only did Marshall receive a $1 million plus paycheck to go play Notre Dame.
1.43 to be exact.
Thank you, brother. $1.43 million paycheck and beat the ranked Irish, top 10, Appalachian State.
Who got
Sun Belt Conference.
I will say this, did beat Marshall in that. They got $1.5 million.
To go to Texas A&M, who were ranked 6th last week, and they took down the Aggies in College Station. And then the coup de grace, maybe a little bit off the radar, but Georgia Southern, a team from the Sun Belt Conference, defeated Nebraska in Lincoln and cost Scott Frost his job as the Huskers are looking for a new head coach.
So the Sun Belt teams made a ton of money, came away with some great wins. Now, I want to say the one problem, folks, if you're listening to this broadcast, is we watch a nice run by the Panthers there, is how does Marshall and Appy State, let me just say this, 2-0 Marshall, 1-1 Appy State with a close loss to North Carolina and the win over Texas A&M.
Correct.
Are ranked 26th and 27th, and A&M is still ranked 24th. I have a true, and people ask me this, do you honestly think that Appy State's better than A&M? Well, the only way I know to prove that is to play it on the field. Oh, they did that.
And they won.
So evidently Appy State is better than A&M.
But again, the pollsters apparently don't think so.
That's the one thing that bothers me about college football, when you get people that do that.
Well, pollsters and the poll give us, honestly, something to talk about, obviously. But should Appy State Marshall maybe be in that bottom half of the 25? Absolutely. I would think so.
I think there would be they should be. I mean, there's no question they should be, I think, I mean, especially after Marshall has that nice win. And now, here's the problem, like we talked about for Marshall, and we talked about last year, folks, when they left Conference USA and went to the Sun Belt. And, people always, in Conference USA, would say, we're the Power Six. We're the Power Six. Well, they lost Cincinnati, Houston, two of the bigger brands.
Right, to the American.
So, like I told you, I said, well, the new Power Six is the Sun Belt.
You really think so?
You think about you had Marshall to win. Appy State's a great program. You've got Troy that's had some big wins. You've got
Georgia Southern.
Georgia Southern is coming on. You've got Louisiana Monroe that's had some big wins. I mean,
Louisiana, the Raging Cajuns.
Raging Cajuns. I even mentioned Coastal yet.
Coastal Carolina's in the mix.
You're looking at Old Dominion, who owns Virginia Tech.
And a newcomer to, oh my goodness, there's the pass caught by number 5, Lucas Johaim. And he's going to be brought down at around the 10-yard line. Blake Adkins over the top, taking the top off the defense, Brian.
And what I liked about that one right there is Lucas Johaim went up and caught it with both hands. I mean, he didn't let it come. He went up and grabbed that. You snatched that ball as receiver. That's
right.
Great job by Lucas.
So 1st and 10, Lincoln County at the Oak Hill 15-yard line. So Panthers still showing signs of life here, Brian. I like that.
Yeah, and Lucas Johaim, just a sophomore. A lot of talent there.
Shovel draw.
Again, tries to bounce off some players. Looking like a pinball here. We're going to get a penalty here.
Flag. Maybe, let's see. Waiting for the referee who threw a preliminary indication. Targeting. Blow to the head against Oak Hill. Wow, that's 2 on them tonight, Brian. Maybe. Don't know if it was an intentional blow to the head. I don't think any of those blows to the head are intentional. Maybe as they were falling down, helmet-to-helmet contact.
It's always tough on a running back. I mean, that was not a defenseless wide receiver. That was a running back.
Right.
That's a tough call. I mean, I hear some Oak Hill fans not happy with that one, and I may have to agree on that one. Yeah, I think our cameraman, Tim Grady, kind of says the same thing. That's a tough call for a young man.
Well, nonetheless, Panthers are moving forward after the penalty. Adkins rolls to his right, has a man wide open. Pass is complete, and he's slung into the end zone for the Panther touchdown. Number 5 on the catch, Lucas Johaim.
Yeah, just finished that off. Nice little catch on that out route.
So about looks like about a 6-yard pass play from Blake Adkins to Lucas Johaim.
But that was a nice drive by the Panthers. Had that capitalized on that big play by Lucas Johaim,
right.
And then he finishes it off. But as a coaching staff, you got a sophomore making the catch, a couple catches there. You want to see this out of your team, that they're fighting. We're going to fight as we get a little off-tackle play here.
Running play for the 2-point conversion, and he is in for Austin 2 points. Austin Adkins for the 2-point conversion. So Lincoln County not all the way out of this one yet, folks. Again, got a mountain to climb, but with 10:58 to go here in the contest, Lincoln County answers and trail 47-16. And we'll be back right after this timeout on the Armstrong family of networks. All right, ladies and gentlemen, we're back here live at Hamlin Lions Club Field. 10:58 to go here in the contest. Panthers finally pick themselves up off the canvas after body blow from the Oak Hill Red Devils and put together a score as Blake Adkins finds Lucas Johaim for a 5-yard scoring toss and makes the score 47-16.
We must have missed a penalty.
We must have.
Unsportsmanlike conduct on the Panthers, which.
So that came during the 2-point conversion. And will be enforced here on the kickoff as Gavin Goddard tees it up for Lincoln County.
Yeah, whoever that sportsmanlike, you may want to have them a nice little talk with them. To say, hey,
And there's the kick. Goddard boots it. It's fielded cleanly. He crosses the 50, 45, 40, 35, 30, 25, 20 down the sideline. Flags all over the place, and he's brought down inside the 10 at the 5. But this one may be coming back, folks.
Probably think area of the holding variety.
All right, there's flag back at the 20. Let's see what the preliminary indication is. Holding against Oak Hill on the return.
But a nice return by Goddard, who just, again, dances, darts,
really nice
takes
return
off
by Oak Hill. So they'll assess the penalty from the point of the infraction, back it up, and set the sticks, and we will go. So Oak Hill will have the ball 1st and 10 at the Lincoln County 30.
Like I said, I've been really impressed with Oak Hill's overall team speed tonight. You know, I look at some of the games, they've lost. Other than they've really been in. They 1-1. They were right there with Princeton in a hard-fought game. And then they ran into what appears to be that buzzsaw as Independence. It's just nowhere to go that time.
Number 5, Elijah Gray on the carry. He's brought down quickly. Who was that Panther there, Brian?
Number 9, I think it's Logan Spinagle.
It is.
Yeah, did a nice job coming up and filling up the hole that time.
Loss of 7 on the play. We are almost under 10 minutes to go here, folks, from Lions Club Field.
And there's that.
That's number 17, James Green on the carry for the Red Devils. There's your sweep right.
Yeah, they do such a nice job, man, because when they bring everybody with it, I mean, it's almost that old student body right, and they just collapse that one side, and, they're 7 yards deep before the running back before they gets touched.
So 3rd down, and we'll call it 8 yards to go for the Red Devils. Hand off, sweeping left. The Panther defense is there, and they're going to stop him in the backfield. That was number 14. I believe that was Malachi Lewis on the carry.
Yeah, I see the Lincoln County's done some same things. Substitute some of the younger guys right now. Which I think it's very smart to do right now because, you got to get these guys some playing time,
Sure.
And let's see, maybe they may creep into those starting roles, if they play well.
So 4th down and long for Oak Hill, and that quarterback, number 10, Levi Kiska, is going to be brought down and sacked by the Panther defense, and it's going to be a turnover on downs, Brian. Lincoln County getting the ball back. Maybe another scoring drive upcoming?
Maybe, maybe we hit another big play to actually a couple receivers there. I mean, but that last one by Joanne was beautifully ran. Like I said, I was really impressed. Again, a sophomore. Shows a lot of skills. Again, like we always said, we tell people all the time, what you see on the field here, but football, I mean, that's
100%
when you
agree, yes.
you got to, all sports seems like, but especially football, it's that conditioning, that's weightlifting, that, you got to build the speed and the strength in the off season. And then what I always told the kids, the harder you work in the off season. I love what Jerry Rice once said.
Okay.
They said his off season conditioning was just brutal. And they said, you shouldn't, you take some time off. He goes, well, when I get to practice, it's easy. Once I get the season, it's easy because I've worked so hard in the off season, and that's why he does it. And
Right.
I don't know, maybe he was pretty good. Jerry Rice, he was decent if you like that. Who was it? They said supposedly it was timed a 4.940 at the combine, and the one DB goes, well, I don't care what that combine says. I know on the field, you ain't no 4.9.
That's exactly right. I mean, Jerry Rice. Yeah, his off-season workouts must have paid off. I mean, he's in the Hall of Fame.
Hey, I got a real quick question. I saw a couple I haven't had a chance to follow up with this year. Been kind of a crazy year. How are the Panther boys and girls soccer doing this year?
Okay, so the Panther girls and the Panther soccer boys have seen much success this year. I think our Panther girls are right at an even 500 with wins and losses. Panther boys, too, hanging right in there. Should be a very interesting postseason when sectional play rolls around here in another few weeks.
Nice to see. I'm trying to get out, maybe film one of those if I get a chance. I'll let everybody know, on the 28th, we're going to do a little collage to film the Lincoln County is hosting a cross-country meet.
Oh, fantastic.
And one of the first ones we've hosted, so hopefully get a big turnout. So if you've not been to a cross-country meet, and I started a few years with my daughter, there's people everywhere. They're massive. This sport is just growing like crazy. And I do want to remind everyone, this December, I think it's around the 27th, 28th, I believe.
Okay.
Get a chance to come out to the Panther Pavilion. A little runoff tackle nowhere to go, as Armstrong will be hosting its second Battle for the County, which will be the middle school teams from Hamlin, Duval, Hartan, Guyan Valley.
Outstanding.
We had a little issue last year with some supply chain issues. And the great thing about this year is we got a nice, wait till you see it, folks. We'll have the team names on there. It's a traveling trophy. We're going to try to do this every year. So it'll be boys and girls.
Okay.
2-day event. So if you get a chance, it was such a blast last year. So come out and watch some old-time county basketball rivals.
That will be a lot of fun come this December. Just been handed a note from our producer extraordinaire, Mr. Seth Stowers, that next Thursday will be the Guyan Valley Middle School homecoming game for the Wildcats over there across on the other side of the hill.
Yeah, and having a good season this year. And then we also, I will say, coming up here in a few weeks, we're going to get a chance to come out here on a Saturday, film the Lincoln County Midget League program. First year they've had that in a couple years. Had some really success for a first-year team. I went down last year, had some wins last week against Williamson, had some nice wins.
Right. Punt is away after the Panthers fail to pick up a first down. Ball's going to bounce.
And I will advertise for folks, if you get a chance, we did something this year. I saw that the Hamlin United Methodist Church ran they'll have the Upward Basketball League again this year, but we did the flag football. So as to not interfere with the Midget League program, they moved that to the summertime.
Okay.
Have like a month-long season in the summertime.
Sure.
And, talking to a couple of the coaches, they thought it was great they said the kids that actually came into Midget League from that were a little farther ahead than the kids that didn't because a little better shape.
Right.
Got some good coaches out there teaching fundamentals. So if you get a chance to bring your kid out to that, sign them up next summer, look for that.
Okay.
A lot happening here in the county. I mean, there's a lot sports-wise.
I love it. And we are at the cusp of fall. It will be next Thursday, Brian, the first official day of fall or autumn, as some of you folks may call it.
Yeah, I'm going to try to get out first year because my daughter's not playing this year. But I saw Coach Igo, congratulations on some wins for the volleyball program.
Hey, the volleyball team's really picking up some steam right now, too. The Lady Panthers
Love
are
to see
roaring.
it. Love to see it.
Yeah. Yeah, we'll definitely have to get out and check them out. I had the privilege this past, last night, as a matter of fact, last Thursday, I had the privilege to announce at the LCHS Lady Panthers Soccer Senior Night. We said, not farewell, but we honored and recognized our 7 departing senior soccer players, and they came up on the wrong end of a 1-0 finish against Ravenswood. And just so you know, I am not one to complain or judge officiating. I'm just not that guy.
Never.
But 2 goals in the second half from our Lincoln County Gals were both not counted. One for a handball, air quotes in the finger quotes in the air here, folks. Handball, and one, the Ravenswood goalkeeper smothered the ball, which was a yard deep inside the box. That goal was also disallowed. So I don't know. I don't know.
I wish I knew a lot about. Again, we called a couple soccer games. I wish I knew more about it, but yeah, that sounds a little fishy. Just saying. Again, not one to, because the officials are always right.
But I digress.
That's in air quotes too.
When
I said that.
Air quotes, right. So yeah, just wanted to let you all know that both the soccer programs, the boys, the girls, the volleyball team, the cross country team, our football team, everything here that the sons and daughters of the Panther Nation are participating in and a part of. It's been a really good school year so far, Brian. I have no complaints.
Look for a deep pass. He is
He's
open.
Got a man, and that ball is going to be hauled in after a nice long airmail. Dropped it right in the bucket, and Oak Hill picks up a big chunk of yardage on that, and they're going to have a first down as we roll under 4 minutes here to go in the contest.
Yeah, that was, I think, Isaiah Koontz on the coverage. It really, but it came back and almost knocked that away.
So 1st and 10 Oak Hill as we approach the 3-minute mark here at Lions Club Field.
A nice tackle there. As you folks can hear it, the band's doing pretty well too at their competitions.
Speaking of the award-winning Panther Marching Band, they had a very successful outing this past Saturday. They did the double shot and came away with several awards at both Spring Valley and Huntington High to kick off their competition season. Panther band picking right up where they left off last season.
And that's funny because when I heard Sabrina Hallstead, that works for us there at Armstrong, her daughter Shelby participates in the band, and she was like, yeah, we have 2 competitions Saturday. I'm like, you have what? She went, 2. I went, I don't know if I've ever heard of that.
Oh,
Having
yes.
2 competitions in the same day. That's impressive.
Yes, when I marched just a few years ago, wink, wink, nudge, nudge, we did several double shots during the season because you have to get it in really before the weather turns bad. And a lot of these festivals, one will be during the mid-afternoon, and one will be a night festival. And usually if they're close together, everybody hits up both of them.
So what, back when you were in the band, that's about the time Beethoven was hitting
Well,
popular,
you know,
22 at that time.
Well, there's that. And then, but, understand that your helmets were made of leather.
Yes, they was leather back then.
Leather
Back
helmets?
when we played, they were
Kind of
leather.
like a pilot's cap.
Yeah, exactly.
Right.
I was the first one that had a face mask with a single bar back.
Did you have the bar, right? The one bar. So you were the punter, the kicker, and the running man. So,
Oh, no.
Having a lot of fun here, folks, at Lions Club Field as these folks from both Lincoln County and Oak Hill are trying to put a bow on this game.
Lucas Johaim did a nice job because I thought that was gone for 6 right there.
Lucas Johaim going to make a fine football player one of these days, folks. He's playing well on both sides of the ball. And we are right at the 2-minute mark here at Lions Club Field. Oak Hill still leading 47-16. Get some players in on both sides that probably don't get to play a whole lot here, Brian. Give them some varsity experience, more or less. Gentleman pushed out of bounds there. On the 3rd down carry, looks like it's going to be enough for a first down, and the chains will move once again for the Red Devils.
Again, you really got to give the coaching staff at Oak Hill does a nice job because I said, it's not always about that size. It's playing as a team, having that cohesive unit. Like we said, their line fires off the ball as one. I mean, they do a really nice job. Big shout out to the staff up there. Oh,
Right.
look, we got a fumble snap. And
it's going to be scooped up by the running back, but he's going to be brought down by the Panther defense there.
but did a nice job
He
of,
did.
of getting back to the line of scrimmage there. I thought that was going to be a huge loss. And
Sure did.
that was number 14.
We don't have a 14 on our roster, folks. I do apologize for that.
But a nice bit of running there, like I said, just to get back to the line of scrimmage.
Yes.
I mean, that was a nice job.
So we are under a minute to go here at the Lions Club Field, folks. Getting ready to put the stamp on Homecoming 2022 for Lincoln County. Again, we want to give a shout out to our homecoming court and our winners tonight here at Lincoln County Homecoming. Again, Mr. Senior goes to Xander Tidd. Miss Senior goes to Jamie Vickers. Mr. Panther, lunch table Luke Tabor. And Miss Panther goes to Maddie McAllister.
Congratulations to that group. Well, I'm glad to see what a great honor for you all. Like I said, it's something you'll remember for the rest of your life.
Exactly right. And memories, memories, memories. So we're under 15 seconds to go here at Lions Club Field. Brian, our next week's opponent will be the Woodrow Wilson Flying Eagles coming all the way up from Beckley to play here at Lincoln County. Your thoughts real quick on Beckley coming in.
Well, it's not so much as right now I'm looking Woodrow Wilson's tied now with Bluefield here in the fourth quarter. Looking at the scoreboard, so they came back nicely. And it's more about, for Lincoln County, it's going back to the drawing board. It's doing the little things.
Such as?
It's the small thing. It's holding the block for a little bit longer. It's maybe running backs hitting the hole, cutting this way and over. For Blake Aggins, maybe it's watch some film and say, okay, maybe I miss a deep receiver here. It's again, I know football, it is really a game of inches.
It truly is. I agree.
It's the crazy, it's the very, I will say, not smart penalties at inopportune times.
Right.
So there's things that you can build on. You look at that score and you go, golly, that was rough. But the Panthers had the lead at the first quarter, 8-6. They're playing very well. And then that quicksand effect. One thing goes wrong, then another thing goes wrong, then another thing, and it just compounds and compounds and compounds, and then you end up with a game like that. I mean, if you look at their scoring drives, a lot of them weren't very long.
No, they weren't.
because
They were
of inopportune mistakes. We
Sure.
helped them get first downs. I told you that one time we jumped off sides. Seemed like that wasn't a big of a call. The next play they score.
right.
We could have had them on fourth down. How
Right.
big was that play? So for a coaching staff, you try to find the little things that you can clean up. Like we said, some of our run plays, if you watch those that maybe didn't go for a big game, but you look and maybe it's that hold up block for just a little longer. So
Right.
like I said, it's still a long season left to go and things you can grow and work on.
It is. We just completed week 3 here of the high school football season. 3 down, 7 to go.
Yep.
With an open week coming up soon. And next week, again, folks, we will be here at Hamlin Lions Club Field when the Panthers will host the Woodrow Wilson Flying Eagles from Beckley, West Virginia. That should be a spirited and interesting contest nonetheless. So, Brian, we've got to put this one in the rear view and get ready for Woodrow Wilson coming in next week.
Absolutely. You just go back, like I said, you go tonight. Tomorrow, this game's over with. Let's move on to next week.
Right. So, ladies and gentlemen, on behalf of our Armstrong family of networks and all of our sponsors tonight, I want to give a shout-out to Tim Grayley, Caleb Rusk, and our engineer extraordinaire, Mr. Producer Seth Stowers, and also my tag team partner, Mr. Brian Vance. I am merely Ryan Pritchard, and we will be signing off here from Hamlin Lions Club Field. And before you even ask, the answer to the trivia question we did not ask tonight is the Chicago Bears. So, ladies and gentlemen, on behalf of Armstrong and all of us here in Lincoln County, I want to thank you. And good night, everybody. We will see you here next week for Lincoln County and Woodrow Wilson.